Philippines versus Malaysia. We don't have the same length of history as Philippines versus Indonesia, but it is a rivalry to watch out for. Tennis indoor, I want to hear you make some noise!
Impressive how the Auroras from all around the world, mostly from the Philippines, have come out, flown out to show support for their team because they are but one best of 5 away from making it to the grand finals. A best of 7 to take home the whole damn thing.
The pressure continues to rise here in indoor stadium Senayan. Family, friends, even the fans feel it. One of these teams will be crowned and making it to the grand finals.
Let's look at the lineups again. We have to look at the Kite brothers for Aurora Gaming PH. Domikite and Demon Kite are integral to their play.
Now, most people are going to be looking at these guys and saying, hey, why are these names so similar? What are they, Shotokons? No, absolute monsters in their own roles. With Edward Demon Kai, Yue Light, and Domenkai, the Turtle Demon Kai, the Turtle Slayer, number 1 with a total of 21 among all players in M7, tied with TNZ.
Got a very strict diet.
He only wants neutrals. That's what he's gonna get.
That's where the protein's coming from. And that's what that's the kind of jungler you need in the jungle to be able to take care of the whole map. And that's what Aurora's main strength, the fact that they take care of all the lanes and they play such a foundationally good game of MLBB. It's hard to take them down. Number 2 in all total assists in M7. That's Light.
On the other side, Light will have to go up against Yums in the row, who has been stellar so far in the M series.
Keep in mind that Yums is literally just behind Light in those stats, and that's not all. Even Innocent and Sakai's are putting themselves up on the leaderboards.
That's right. Innocent is number 2 in total kills, next to Sakai's and Demon Kite. They're all tied. Number 1 is Sakai's. 57 among all players in M7, not just in their role. I'm looking at Sakai's. I'm putting a spotlight on him. Also known as the Sky Prince. His breakout performance in MSC 2024, his first time in Saudi Arabia. I want to see this young man shine because last night it was all about Yums, it was all about Innocent, it was all about I want to see the Sky Prince fly.
I don't see that happening here, not when you have
また来年頑張ってください。
The fact is Demon Kite is going to be securing a lot of these neutral objectives.
カイリもうさ、日本に来てよね。カイリ君。カイリ、俺と一緒に世界目指さないか。
The rest of the 4 members of SRG have had their fair share of stellar performances. Yes, Sakai has had MVP performances, even pointed out by Demon Kite in the introduction to ISS. We don't really see him carry the team. It's the rest of the team making sure that Sakai is comfortable enough to farm, and he'll be there. I'll give that to Sakai. He is very dependable.
Well, I mean, dependable is one thing, but how many games had he thrown? How many games had he brought 6 minutes given over to their opposing team?
2 last night, 2. And you know what they say about second chances, right? He had a 3rd chance. And fortunately, that's all it took last night to unlock another level of play for his team. And in the meta game. I don't know if it took this long, but last night, my eyes were opened. Finally, I am a Leomord believer. I want to see this hero come in. And I think, you know what, that was a little bit of a...
最近、ランクしてなさすぎて、ちょっと動画が。LPH ロア側で残ってる。今日もね、まあ、ギリ勝ってたわ。3-1で。3-1でオニックインドネシアと死闘を繰り広げてた。
Losing the jungle, losing all of his farm, yet still got to turn it around after as much as an 8,000 gold lead by Alter Ego. That just shows how much Aurora has grown.
I think better yet, Aurora is really well positioned against SRG. They saw the composition that they played against Aurora Turkey, and I think they're going to take full advantage of the information that they got, on top of the fact that I think that Domenkai right now, while he is not only flexible, he's pretty good at these fighters. Innocent ain't gonna have an easy time.
Hey, Innocent was first to the front line. Innocent was who invited everyone to go, hey, yo, look, jump on the Sora bandwagon. It's real. So with that said, I think we have to look at elsewhere on the map. Have we talked enough about the mid lane? Yes, we know Stormy's Farce is scary. Will Aurora play with the fact that they might trade for that? Trade for the Eve, trade
まあ
for the
王座 TLPH ワンチャン SRG コースある程度って思ってたけどオーロラピーピンクソ強えっていうことに気づいた。今からやる S オーロラ右側ね、このねこうタンクジャングルこのフレットイン、まあ、今回 SRG 版したけどこれのね完成度場が高い。
これがそのまま決勝だよ。
You revert back to the easy hero.
Yeah, just go for it. I mean, both of them can play it really well. Okay, Sora taken out, Juicing taken out as well. Will SRG just default into picking up a Kaleo Rush here as their first pick, or a Claude maybe if it's going to be open? Considering that they banned out, and look, SRG, I feel like they struggled so much with the roam mid trio of Aurora Tortilla yesterday. Look at the bans for SRG. They take away the Eve, as mentioned earlier. They take away the Grok, very disruptive to anyone. And they even respect ban the Fredrin first sight blue.
I like the thoughts, and this is what I was wondering, whether their first pick was going to lean back into what we saw the past couple of days of Claude, and how exactly are we going to go around it, whether you have access to Sora or not, both of which have been taken out. So the flex picks are kind of out of the question, leaving us with Leomar. Now, Leo, I'm a Leomar believer.
レオモルドの
I'm on Aurora's side, I'm thinking, what's the disruption that we need? And I think
評価の覆りを
That's right. Again, just as important as it is for Yums to get the Cho, it's
クラウドとか
take it, and again, you use the D word, disrupt what this
クラウド
worst thing.
まあ息吹というか
18-hour study of Liam Ward, hands-on. I'm a new convert, folks.
あ彼らもいるわ
I suggest you pick heroes that kind of stop him from just rampaging through the front line. This is
マジで一気に評価が上がった
the Kalia. How about you hug? Wait. Yeah, no, you hug
優
that
勝
Liam
ス
Ward
キン
even
で
before
思
he
う
gets
の
on
か
that
なね。
horse, and you take him out.
So, Laymore getting rush picked here. The control of the Kalea.
最初から評価高くなかっ
Because
た
I feel like the mid laner
ライロ
trade is going to be getting smaller. The Luna
ライロは
are still going to be open,
まあ
and then
オニックインドネシアが一番最初使った記憶があるで負けてて
if I really think about
結局
Aurora is
お遊びじゃんなったけど
Claude with them. A pick
なんかアルタイゴの
opens up
矢付けが使ってあバカ強くねってなって
very aggressive
他のチームも
This is SRG
使い始めた印象がある
are surrounding up the Leomord as well, that they want to take control early.
But just as important, I think Rora have allowed these two picks. More the Freya, because again, you don't just pick Claude blindly,
うん
assuming that
ハン
you're
トショーも強いし
So that's why I like the Kalea. The Kalea
対戦面もバカ高いし
よね。
I'm all
で
for
結
it. But
局
at the same time, now
あ
that
の武器1個でも軽く出ちゃうから
side of SRG,
防具で固めるっていうのもいいよね
diving power, I think
で
what
ファームも
Aurora
早い
needs now is a frontliner, somebody who can actually peel, somebody who can look for that information rather than sending in your boy Light into some dangerous territory. Yes, I will admit that at least the battle mirror image can get things done. This Boxia might do even better.
So Aurora get one of their most stable picks in MPL Philippines Season 16. They love to play aggressive with this. So it's going to be Aurora matching the aggression of SRG in the hopes that the lead doesn't swing too far to SRG's favor, because that's always the risk of Leomord, Freya, and Farsi together, that Dominkite will have space to farm. That's going to be the main focus of Aurora here.
チーム
But
相
that
性
means
的
they
に
need
はオーロ
something
ラ
else
の
at the
方
mid
が
lane
良さ
as
そう。
well to make sure that you have that bridge to go to the mid to the late.
and you need a combo with the Kalea. It's kind of weird, just like, all right, I'm gonna tsunami. What are we doing with this? Because the box and the cloud aren't that.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of heroes that can actually fulfill that role at this stage of the game now that the major ones have been kind of taken away at this point, right?
あゲンはちょっと強そうだな
I don't think we're going to go into the Selena's
こういうファイター構成に対して
There's still a possibility of it, right? Because priority is important. When you have a Boxia, what's the worst thing that you could be doing?
バクシア確かに
Jungle and farming? No, you want to be farming and
中であんまり見なかったけど
And I think this time, Aurora, now that we've
ここ
kind
に
of
来て
seen a little bit of the mid duo, we've already seen what Dominguez is going to be put on. They might lean into the EXP just a little bit more. Compromise Sakai's and as well as Cram, this game gets significantly easier to get on top of Stormy.
オーロラが吸わずの無限中規模戦にどこまで付き合ってくれるのかっていうのがポイント。ゴムゴム。派手さないけどゆえよりミッドうまいやついんの。
俺、派手さに注目してるからな。集団戦ガチガチの構成が強いってことはもうそんだけミッドが完璧じゃないとダメってことだもんね。
3時とかはどうですかね。
確かにミッドの安定感あってこそ関門も確かにあるか。
What SRG needs now are like heroes that are okay with holding down either the lane or just take it into the face. That's what the thought is. That's what the glue is. So Aurora are reading into that. And by taking out the glue very specifically, yes, you still have the Arl and the Lapu Lapu open. But I think they're protecting a possible soft mid lane.
Yeah, it's got to be Kadita, right? What else kind of fits the bill to work together with
ミッ
Talia
ドセーム相手ね。多分範囲ダメージ系が欲しいか。
声優界のセント、プレイヤー、初めて見る。
イノセント今大会ゴールドファイターばっか使ってね。
Because you need a battle mage. You need a hero that is kind of ready to go.
マッシュか。
This makes more sense. We didn't have to go too far.
Yes, we didn't have to go too far, but the big issue with Lunox is that again, the feathered air strike.
ただなんかセームクラウドカリアの相性あんまりいいイメージがない。
警戒するんだ。
Yue gets 2 kills within the first, what? Let's say 6 minutes. I'll be generous. 6.5 minutes. Holy, this game is gonna really close out quick.
And it's a good enough dynamic.
まあセームとクラウド若干被ってるからな。役割が。
So there is some play there between her and the Farsa.
攻撃範囲だったりね。
The Lunox together are quite difficult to kill in the center of the map, especially when the minions are there. Both of them just have so much regen
イノ
together.
セント
なんか
プレイない。
後ろからチクチクダメージ与える系のイメージの方が
入りどころむずいわね。
構成的に良さそう。けどローイーも
アセプアプレウデイ
イブもジミーも消されてるからね。
Edward's pick here needs crowd control. This is what's severely lacking right now from the side of Aurora. Did they just go Alice? No. I don't want to see the Alice Lapu matchup against.
バレンティナじゃまあダメージ足りんか。
Gonna get kicked and shoved 6 feet around so quick.
まあ1000か。あと
イノセントプレイヤー
This is the
デビュ
most.
ー。
Okay, you know what? If Aurora are willing to say, "Hey, Edward, we're not going to be able to give you too many resets. Do the work, sir." Edward nods his head to his coach and says, "Yes, I will."
Another look at the final 2 lineups. You know what? I have this weird, strange optimism towards Aurora.
構成的には SRG の方がなんか強そう。
It has better utility. There's a lot more things they can do when they decide to do it, while Aurora is
めっ
just
ちゃ
playing
オ
with
ーロラ
sheer
の得
fire.
意構成だ
Keep
わ。
your eyes on Sakai's and Cram because I think that's where Aurora are going for the attack. If they can surgically remove them from this game,
いやミッドがなんか
that's
も
when
っと
it's the end.
Game number 1 in this best of
まあ
5
遠距離
series.
というか
First winner.
中距離と遠距離の中間ぐらいの役者やったら完璧だったな。
The M7 World Championship. Naisu and Mirko to call the action.
Call the action, we shall. Here we go. Jump into the
電
land
話
of
と
dawn.
レ
It's
オ
a
モル
best
ド
of
どっ
5
ちがあり
for
強い
the
か
ticket to
な
the。grand final for both of these teams here. It's me, Naisu, and Mirko to bring you this action.
まあどうだろうね。
Tell you what, these are lineups
先に仕掛けた方が強い。
make clear sense.
シンプルに。
The Arlot, interesting that that was the last pick, but have to agree with the panel on how they kind of win about this and that what the Arlot will provide, and you can rely on someone that's Mr. Consistent, man.
Yeah, when you have the Baksha in the jungle, when you have a utility jungler, you want to have a little bit more damage, a little bit more carry potential on your XP, and that's exactly what you get when you have Edward on the Arlet, right? Like, even though most Arlets, and I think even Edward here will probably go for just the Fury Hammer into tank, that's enough damage. You deal enough base damage, and it's all about the resets, which Light can get you too, and he's already doing a good job in the mid lane with Yue to pressure Yums and Stormy.
Yeah, the pressure that's going to happen here early on, especially in the mid lane, is going to also
彼らもバカ強いからな。
Slam is available, and they can kind of
なんとも言えない。
get around that. Again, with this dangerous grass map, getting a little bit faster, Light's going to provide some information and get on out of there. This is one of the things, though, that we have seen throughout M7 is that Claude and Billy.
Straight into the BMI after.
これはね、まあ、ローラーかな。
I think it was Dolmen Kite. I could be wrong. I think still.
今ちょっとアルタイゴに勝ったっていうバフもあるからね。
And he baits the Phantom Steed. Skies wants to go in, but asking the Jiku no, landing on 2, but no further initiation. So Aurora Gaming Philippines, they got what they wanted. They wanted to just bait out the Phantom Steed. Now it's going to be Edward. Not in a bad spot. Ah, too clean with the vengeance.
Okay, Demon Kite's there too around the corner, so no push through or follow through there. Turtle's going to be up now, though. So plenty of members on both sides here. We'll see some rotating. Whoa, mid lane.
All in there. Valkyrie descent coming in. Innocent taking and Light. Great read in the rotation is in the bottom lane.
それ偉すぎ。
Edward jumping with vengeance again. Trying to go for the slices down with a stun as well.
Oh, he gets
いやでもこれ、これ全然返せる。いやこれゲンがクソせいからなこれ。あ、あれ？あ、いやまあまあまあまあ。ゲンが強いとか言うともう人数が4対2だった。あとラプラプがやっぱ。
We have leveled up in the M series game, and again, this is what having a Swiss stage and then a double elimination gets you in a tournament. There's so much time for these teams to understand the meta, and even if they don't, they can go through that grueling 0-2 bracket, 1-2 bracket, so many more best of threes you can play to understand the meta. And honestly, that's how we get to see the best MLBB possible.
まあ確かにね、レオンブルトンのウルト強いけど、全然生身でもまあ割かし強いから、タートル前に視界を広げるためにウルト使ってもまあ悪くはない。ああ、あると選ぶ。
The 1-for-1 actually here. Turtles secured though for Aurora Gaming Philippines. Man, these fights for the Turtles breaking out, the adjustment of the meta so far that we've seen. I mean, it's all kind of brawly, but still, you're talking about a Baksha versus Leo Mord at that. But then you also have Summer over in the gold lane, right? Innocent later on should be able to go ahead.
ロラがゴールドにお金を集めてるんじゃなくて、ゴールドの動き方が基本これやからな。
Able to space away. Can he get away? Sky is just going for it, and Cram, oh, popping 3 calls as well.
It's like, you see that? I hope you could see that, Edward. Edward not having the best time on this Arlot right now.
Want to get Edward angry though.
Hey, right now, they might be angry in the mid lane. That's a tsunami slam bringing down Yums.
これさ、メインがさ、メインというか、普段モソバーガー派やからさ、なんかバーガーキングのあの肉の薄さに驚いた。
Punishing them on the top side river, noticing that there were members rotating into the bottom lane. It really comes down to where you find advantages on the map and how to utilize it in every single situation.
Again, with this kind of build-up already in the early game, you've got some of those first items locked in, of course. A little bit of different path here for our mid laners. Yue going with that glowing wand. He's going to need that to help with some of this sustainability that comes out from this lineup from SRG, but also the lightning tranche there for Stormy. Stormy has been on fire for the most part in the game. So the kick.
Reggie Kundo with the way to Dragon again. On top of that, Cram actually stole the XP grab, so a little bit more damage on top of the physical one. It's mental damage now.
Ah, これまずい。
Now with help in Innocent as well with a
バー
Valkyrie
ガー
set.
キン
Now
グがハン
Tsunami
バーガ
Slam
ーチェ
to
ーン
bring him
店
on
で
a
一
turret.
番美
Oh,
味し
in
い。
trouble. Hume's trying to get away, disengage, but he falls to Yue. But Turtle secured by Sakai's. So all part of the plan, at least to get the objective. So they traded out. Man, I'll say this. It's okay if Humes goes down and trying to set up
このとこで無理にタートル狙わずにキルを狙うっていうのもやっぱいいよな。タートルに意識向きがちだけど。
マジでシューうますぎんだろ。
What we have seen with Arlots when they are picked. Wow, look at the damage, by the way, from Stormy on this Marsa. Back to the Arlot is the final slash. You went? Oh, wait, he's got brilliance.
Go for the stun.
Yeah.
Well, Purify out. The slash has come down under tier 2. But was it worth it for the shutdown, though?
I mean, is Cram just trying to make a point or what?
That has to be it, right? I mean, you kind of want to just assert your dominance, but I feel like Aurora are the type of team to be like, sure, you can have the dominance, bro. We'll take the shutdown. It's all G.
I mean, I don't. He's 4-1 and 2 now. Unnecessary death just to assert the
ノ
dominance
ー
or
ス
not.
すぎる。
You know, might get checked here.
Yeah, Tsunami Slam, instant Purify coming down now as Yums.
これフレイヤ戦略？やばいやばいやばい、ゲームが解ける。ゲームが解ける。解けなかった。
Oh, and they're still going Cramp trying to run it this time after losing it 2 members in the fight. Aurora Gaming Philippines. Hey, you know what? Forget Edward being mad.
待って、これセーム一回悪したと思ったけど全然いいんだ。
Now has to go back into that wave, but the turret in the mid lane falls, and Aurora finally get a lead in the game, like an actual 1K
なんか
lead.
イメージヤミオルト打った瞬間フレイヤレオモルトが突っ込んできてダメージ当てずに死ぬみたいな想像してたけど
イノセント降参をしてそう。
全然。
So now you've got the space to work with if you're Aurora Gaming Philippines to go ahead and lead into this next objective. Turtle comes up, last one of the game, and they'll get in position. Once again, Yums has continuously done this, setting up with the Cho, but this time it might be a little bit tougher. Domek
もう残念ながらそういうぬるい試合じゃなくなってるからね、ナパナパさん。今までの試合ぬるかったわけじゃないけど、もうその段階過ぎてる。
Innocent who goes in, blazing duet coming in from Domeng. Innocent barely spacing out from position. It's Grab going through, CC immune. He's got, gets the stun on 3. Skies walks up, not enough damage.
Oh, Domeng chasing down Sakai. He can't escape the guns. And now another to fall as Stormy goes down on top of it.
The instant burst goes to Selangor Red Giants, but the long team fights go to Aurora Gaming Philippines. Domeng again. The guy who we've been talking about, I think, for the most part, right?
Yep.
When can he step up? He's stepping up now, finally.
Hey, that's what you do here. Now he's going to get another turret. He's
楽
got the
々まだ
Trinity
全
locked
然
in
強い
on
よ
the
ね。
10-minute mark, too. Take a look at the replay here. Again, this fight was started up.
ただやっぱ普通のクルタイムが長くなってるせいで昔よりもなんか圧が感じない。
They were able to bait so much time, bait so many resources because of Edward. Yes, he's 0-4-4, but that vengeance to cancel away the dragon, him just staying alive for a bit more, really baited out more resources than Selangor Red Giants were comfortable to actually use in that team fight.
On top of that, a little bit more damage here for UA, picking up the Divine Glaive, and that's crazy that Edward's able to do that, man, even after going down multiple times. He's got an Oracles, he's got the Fury Hammer, like you mentioned, tough boots, and then he's got the Ice Shield, pretty much, right? Like, and that's just how the Arlot works, especially with the Brave Smite emblem and that Festival of Blood. So
どうせこいつらそんな長いこと集団戦しないからあまり変わらないのかな。
やばい。朝。あ。これ銀が硬すぎて。うわぁ。あ、これまずいです。
Aurora Gaming Philippines are striving in the chaos. You wouldn't expect to hear that before you watch today's match.
Ooh, that's the adaptations that we have seen throughout the Swiss stage until now. They're playing a different game, and it's funny because it's a utility jungler, right?
Oh,
okay. Well, Lord Secure secured. Selangor Red Giants are going to have to wait on this defense. They do have decent clear, but man, I feel like this Freya pick for Innocent just hasn't been able to do much in this game. A lot of times when he pops the Valkyrie form and he goes and jumps in, he's pretty much just taken care of really quickly here. Because of the front line position from Aurora Gaming Philippines, even the ability to go ahead and bait out some things with the brilliance from Yue, it's just a whole lot to deal with. And again, if you're afraid and you're jumping into the fray of things, Edward is there, man. He'll final slash you for the team. A Lord's going to go ahead and charge in the mid. Holy defenses are still up here as they pop in the mid lane. Are Aurora going to choose to force a fight?
But the airstrike there. It's a tsunami slam to catch Hume. He's going to be caught. Vengeance already down. Demon Kai was able to take him down there. The Lord will be cleared out. Innocent can't go for the Valkyrie descent anymore. You already used it to clear up the wave, and Rora want to go for round 2 into the mid lane base turret. They go. Yue already on it, trying to siege it down, and they will crack the base turret open. Domang doing so much damage. Has to respect Stormy, though. He's been caught by a few of those skill ones. Man.
Yeah, that's still impressive, though. First Lord, already a base turret down. Sometimes we see teams just with the First Lord, they'll get the holy defenses down, if that. But one base turret down for Aurora Gaming Philippines. Take a look at the items here, too. You can see the gap between the gold lanes specifically, man. 3,000 gold for Dome and Kite right now. He's got the Wind of Nature, too, building into the next. And also, on the other side, you've got Demon Kite with quite a bit of a lead.
And like, this is the thing, right? You pick up the Freya to counter the Claude. The fact that the Claude is 3,000 gold ahead. Oh, man, it's going to be really tough. Innocent might have to use a Purify here at the start of the fight. Valkyrie sent back for Purify out of Tsunami Slam. Yums going to the backline, but Domang again able to go for the win. The Dragon from Yums.
And they're still breaking out. Yue trying to get away. He pops the Brilliance, and Stormy on the wings will engage.
Ram going down to Edward. Now it's just Stormy. He has the Purify. That's a shield unity into the Purify out. Edward won't go in. They'll hold the lines for now, but there's 18 seconds on Yums, and Rora are knocking on the base turret up top.
They're still going to go. Edward, final slash of the minions to help clear them out. But they might just have enough time to take out a base turret. And off of that initiation,
これがさすがに返せないか
SRG with the Lord coming up in 30 seconds. Aurora Gaming Philippines has essentially controlled the course of this game already up to this point. And for SRG, are they going to choose to actually contest against this Lord? They've got firepower, man. I mean, especially like we've seen with a Farsa in their hands, but it just seems like all the options that they had in the early portion of the game have kind of run out here.
That fight earlier was a bit too close for comfort, I feel, right? Obviously, Aurora Gaming were still able to get the win, but the fact that it looked really good at the start, and then Yums all of a sudden was able to get away to Dragon onto Domang, putting him in a tougher spot and actually shutting him down. That means Selangor Red Giants, they have ways and avenues to actually still outplay a Wind of Nature, Purify up Claude.
I'm just wondering, man, at what point are you able to turn the tide completely here if you're SRG? You know, Malefic Roar now picked up for Innocent. Sometimes it might just be able to get enough damage off, you know, with utilizing this Freya pick. Lord's going to be started up. Look at the positioning from Aurora Gaming Philippines as they go ahead and spot things out. Light has the flicker available. If he chooses to set things up, that can work. But this is also something you always have to worry about with a Claude against you, is if there's an off-lane push. A quarter of the health here on the Lord.
Valkyrie descent coming in. Now it's going to be Light.
始まります。
Go for the retribution now, but it's actually going to go on Edward instead as Demon Cat wins
すいません。
the battle. Yums able to flicker around the safety and out for the air
あ、でも、
Jumps in as a shutdown on Yue. Sakai's able to find Demon Kite's in trouble.
The minions are at the base. Edward going to go into the bottom lane. He's going to try to barge in through as the minion is still there, but the turret is still alive, so Edward won't risk it. They'll instead back away. At the end of the day, it's 3 for 2, but Aurora won out the Lord. Innocent able to pick up a team in the bottom lane as Edward's too afraid to go 1v1 against the Beast.
Mirko, I asked, when is Innocent's Freya going to be able to pop off, find the right targets, and with that play around the Lord, yeah, sure, they lost it, but like you mentioned, they're showcasing that they can team fight against Aurora Gaming Philippines. And now they're going to go ahead and finally get some of these turrets down. They'll take down the tier 1. Up top is nearly down as well. And that's what SRG
全段命中しなかった。ブリリアのイン、ブリリアとラプラプの帰りにセームクラウドが返された。
Utilizing this composition, you see in here, I mean, their fighting capability is really good, especially around objectives. right? You've already got, like I said, Stormy's already pretty much damaged. He's where
普
he
通
needs
に
to
エン
be
ド
at
してもいい
mid-damage
からワン
dude.
チ
He's
ャ
got
ン狙
Holy
って
Crystal
突っ込んだ
Blackblade
だ
Lightning
けかと
Truncheon
思った
working
の
on the
に。
next tier. Same thing with the Freya, and now to the point where you have some defensiveness for Yums, where he doesn't
ク
get
ラウド
blown
何も
up
でき
on
んかっ
kick.
た。
Demon Kite jumping in.
Great shun pull to cancel the shield unity, and now they're all in with Cram jumping with Raven Spider. But look at the Tsunami Stun catching these guys in the back, but he's able to dish out a bit more damage in the end.
Oh, they're going to chase down in the jungle. Does Demon Kite decide to go? They're going to re-engage.
Cram able to flicker out. Innocent jumping away, able to get the knock-up down as Domain goes in with the blazing duel and a double for Yue. Now it's Yume's caught in the bad spot. Yue actually dies.
いやまだある。まだワンチャン。まだファーサが。
able to clear out the waves.
They can clear
いやでも
out
こ
the
れは
waves.
きつすか。
I mean, even away. Oh, Cram jumping in. Final slash going to be used. Edward just keeping things here. This is too risky, man. They're so low health.
うざいうざいうざい。
For Light and Demon Kite, what do they want to do here? They're going to heal back up with a surge of life.
ファーサも
I think that was a mistake. Now Cram doesn't have to brave a spider. He's trying to hold out
そ
the
のウル
waves.
ト
Tsunami Sand to take him away from the waves. That's a final slash that cancels
あ
another
っても
air like Stormy.
さすがに
He's trying to defend.
あ
What happened? There's too many waves in the base. Aurora Gaming Philippines takes game number 1.
What a game one to start us off in this best of 5.
す
It
げえ
was a bloodbath. Just how it should be to get to the spot of the grand finals here. But man, oh man, Aurora Gaming Philippines and SRG put on a showcase. Just when you thought that Aurora Gaming Philippines was going to take that game completely in their control, Selangor Red Giants showed what is possible, what they've done many times before, man. I mean, if you guys watched the
異次
Swiss
元の世
stages
界
or
で
any of
戦っ
these
てて面
games from
白すぎ
SRG in
る
the。past, you have seen what they're capable of doing, but this time, Aurora Gaming Philippines made it work in game one.
It was the constant build for Aurora. Again, despite SRG's big win, they couldn't get the Lord, and therefore, they didn't have the waves to really capitalize on that win. On top of the fact that Aurora could be like, all right, we can reset, we still have more of the structural advantage to utilize. Those base turrets ended up being massive because look at how many minions just kept pouring into SRG's base.
Just an amazing game here to start out the series. Almost could have been anybody's game, really, but man, we're gonna have to let the panelists break this one down because game one was intense. Let's see what they have to say about game one.
日本はこのレベルのステージに本気で立とうとしているのだろう
Probably
か。
what Edward was thinking there in the
おも
end.
ろいわ。
Reminded of the little duels that he had
楽
with
しいね。
Crab all throughout. I will admit for a second there, I forgot that I was on the English broadcast. There's two Filipinos close to this setup here.
You're sandwiched.
Yeah, I'm sandwiched. Oh, what a victory by Rora, but damn, what we expected, the aggression of SRG really tested Rora early on, but they had the right
なかなかやるじゃん。
deal with it.
I think better than that. I will admit there were some things that I did get wrong. I unfortunately it wasn't 13 minutes. It was a little bit longer than that. And more importantly, the heroes that they were targeting, the roles that they were targeting, not exactly what I thought it was going to be as well, right? Because this time SRG starts attacking on the opposite side of the map, and it's clear that Aurora was making sure that Innocent couldn't play the game, on top of bleeding that lead even further by neutralizing Yums in the mid game. And I think that was a very good decision coming in from Light.
I hate to dogpile on the
2000から
already
本番。
precarious situation SRG is in, but you're right. Where they decided to attack and the pitfalls that I wish they would dodge in the draft, they kind of walked into. Number one is they decided to play on the utility spectrum. You know what I mean? They let through the Boxia, but they banned the Fredrin. They played the Leomord, and again, between a Leomord and a Boxer, like who's really going to do good when it comes to trench fighting and major objectives? It's the latter. And not just good in taking objectives, but also getting a lot of kills. I can't believe Demon Kite was close to getting double digits in that game. Second is, you mentioned Edward. Yep. And we're looking at Cram as an anchor for the game. I think it took so quick for him to forget that he needs to hold down the lane and to do more than just win duels and these little gangs. And
夢見がちだなってよく言われたけど、夢だって
なんか
叶うものだよね。
インの人より招待されたんだけど、
Yes, he went after Yue and it tempered the farm a little bit, but eventually Yue got to quickly get kills and eventually caught up. But Cram ended up giving up shutdown, which gave Aurora just a little bit more gold to catch up to SRG. Just a little bit. It wasn't a major swing, but from these two teams, every little detail matters.
Yeah, no, I think as
仲良くしろ
People
よ。
can debate about it, right? I personally think that actually it was cash money, right? Giving over a shutdown over to UA, sure, it's probably not the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, what did he get rid of it? What did he get rid of? Number one, he got rid of both alts. Number two, he also got rid of the Purify, which could have potentially set up for a later play for Yums. We gotta be thinking long term here, because even when we look at the draft, right, the Arlet felt very independent, and it felt like Coach Dexter and Master of the Basics looked at him and it's like, I'm sorry, you gotta take your licks. And after he took those licks, neutralizing the Freya became so much easier when you have a Boxy on your side who not only mitigates her damage, but at the same time reduces her most important ability, which is to sustain through it with her auto attacks. Not to mention, Arlet, consistency sees. I'm not going to let you auto attack for free.
Yeah, I'm going to even swipe you away when you get in range, and I think that's one of the keys here. You stop the half-man, half-beast from just becoming a beast. He's just, what's up, man?
Yeah. Crowd control from Edwards Arlott, and yeah, eventually down the line it was utilized really well. But with Light and Yue together with the Kalea and the Lunox, I think that is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of these trades happen in the early game. We talk about the healing provided by Kalea and of course the self-sustained healing of the Lunox. When it came to the big fights, I think Yue saving the Brilliance, saving the first ability
こんな
to
気持ちいい
be
日
able
は
to heal
砂
himself,
漠じゃめ
and
った
then
にないよ
maximizing
さあ
every
思いっきり
darkening
楽し
so
もう
that Chaos Assaults are extra hard for the counter punch. That's why for majority of the early game it was like 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and Yue was standing, or if he goes down, he takes a bunch of bodies with him.
And that should be the game plan every single time. Because again, it's a very precarious situation when you're trying to play at the edge of the Feathered Airstrike while still mitigating the overall damage. I think that UA played one hell of a game here, and not to mention, Light as well. Great peeler and great eye. Really small details he was picking up. Oh, you shouldn't put a little too early. Tsunami Slam instantly.
But at the end of the day, it's still Doming Kite as our MVP. There's two kinds of MVPs, ladies and gentlemen. Setup and payoff. Doming Kite was the ultimate payoff MVP. He literally picked up everything that everyone set up for. We already mentioned.
この雲がたどり着く先にはきっと新しい物語が待ってるんだ
Light. And what? 7, 8 minutes? Like, before the last turtle, he was already coming in with lethal blazing duets.
I mean, this is what the condition we laid down for Aurora. As long as you can keep it close so that Domikite has space to farm, that's your dream scenario. And that's exactly what happened with all the trades that they kept forcing, that they were somehow able to get wins. Once that first big blazing duet came in, it became like a harsh wake-up call for SRG of, wait, we did not disrupt this Claude enough. Where's this damage coming from? This early to mid-late game is gone for us. We now have to just keep looking out and try to hope that we win team fights.
Well, but that's the thing, right? As much as Doming was able to free lane, he was playing a strong laning phase. He was making mega impact in the backline, making sure that Stormy is always feathered airstrike maximum possible distance. All of this was enabled by Demon Kite. Where is he going? Looking to initiate not only to get on top of this platform, but poses the question to specifically Sakai's. Hey, I will pose the question. If you do not initiate, we will get the answer very quickly.
And the initiation from FRC is, how do I say, fragile at best. If you don't get a perfect kick from Moon, they have to find another way to get at you. They have to find another way to find an initiative and to go into proactive position. And their only secondary way to do that is, I'd argue, with Cram. But Cram is too busy going into the back line, hunting down softies.
And that's why this entire game boils down to, hey, the question is who needs to initiate? It's never going to be Rora in these cases. It's always going to be SRG because of their draft.
Yeah, and Light eventually read that so well. As much as you'd want to be the one setting the tempo with the Kalea, Tsunami Slam after Tsunami Slam, the surprise initiations with the Tidal Strike, a lot of value from the ultimate of the Kalea in this game came from the fact that if someone decided to reach the back line of Aurora, whether it be Cram, whether it be Yums, you've just wasted your dash trying to entry while I Tsunami Slam you and you have no way out.
And that's why in that moment, about 2 or 3 frames back, in the Lord Dance, Light was so willing to just show himself. It's because he knows that it's never on me. I just have to wait for y'all to make the mistake of crossing this threshold. Amazing understanding of the macro dynamics and the team fighting just back and forth, the give and take. I don't know if these stats are true, but ladies and gentlemen, the matchup between Lunox and Farsa in mid is still, I don't want to even say heavily, it's literally Lunox favored, 0-7.
It hasn't been going too well for Farsa in these types of matches. Again, both scale really, really well. Both have two separate ranges, but one has iframes and can also become a machine gun when the other is just artillery. At the end of the day, SRG is looking to try and go for the takedowns, right? Aim for the knees. Rora just got to judo that weight over to flip them on their back.
Really like sports.
I love it.
Well, I couldn't think of a sports analogy. I'm gonna get you guys
That was
later.
too quick.
Yeah, that was a bit too quick. I was thinking of like, okay, what am I gonna dish out for the next analysis? Sports references. All right, let me write this. Nope, I was way too invested into the analytical point, and now I've completely lost it.
No, I think that's exactly what happened to SRG, is they were too committed to team fighting, because that's, again, at the heart of it all.
Yeah.
Sure, Malaysian MOEB has been influenced by heavy macro, but y'all still like to fight.
We like to fight. We're the in-betweeners between the two, well, I mean, the two big regions of Indonesia who love fighting.
They love fighting.
And PH, who likes to take it cool, calm, collected, but there is purpose. Finding a good balance in between the two is why I thought initially maybe SRG was posed very well for the meta, but it seems like Aurora, they've broken the ceiling.
Yeah, the difficult thing also with how Aurora decided to draft this, and the lineup that SRG eventually fielded, I didn't have problems with it. It's just that it seems like Aurora was able to prepare the right heroes to deal with the main thing, which is the burst of the Farsa. Farsa tries to burst someone.
The enemy is picking.
ソロランク世界大会始まった。だからバグ
糸を紡いで本当の自分を見つけ出す。
なんだこれ。
コンコム。
そんなにこの血が欲しいならここに葬ってくれる。
どうも配信ありがとうございます。これまた懐かしい。
曲のセンスがいいので。
曲のセンスがいいので
許されたいのは俺。
次の目標は誰？
許したいのは俺なんだけど。やっぱね、世界大会予選じゃないのこれ。あれ？
何のためにおののく？家族、信念、そんなもの俺は持ってない。俺一人で十分だ。
準備はいい？僕の魔法を見せてあげよ
う。逆によくこれでここまでランク上がったな。
お父さんのために。
ソロランス
どんな荒波の中でも
正義は必ず
私は
勝つ。
光になるって決めたんだ。
終わった。しないか。
舞い散る雪のように儚く、そびえ立つ氷河のように永遠。
あふく。アサシン2匹もいらなすぎる。
しかも1匹はローム報復ハーリーだからね。
タスキルして青いぬいぐるみの反則。 いよう。
B って世界的に人気なんかな。
BG。
B って人たちも出てこないけど、もしかしたらマイナーだったりする。あれ、
ダブルアサシントリプルメイジは最先端ですね。
うえ。
縫い付けるわよ。お金を払えばなんとかしてあげるわ。うまくいくかどうかはあんたの運次第だけどね。ついてきなさい。大切な人も大切にしてくれる人も私にはもういない。
人生でかなり無駄な時間過ごしてるよ今。
ついてきなさい。
うん。
この子がいる限り私は大丈夫。
懲役15分。
針には触るなってお母さんに教わらなかったの？
まあ相手結構こうペラペラだからこのピックが正解の可能性もある。
やば、なんか足バカ押せ。
ついてきなさい。
小村さんの3年前のクラウド完全解説の動画見ながら立ち回り学んでました。わらわら。
もう3年前はもうそれ別キャラよ、もうすでに。
これは戦いごっこか何かかしら？ついてきなさい。自分の生き方は自分で決めるわ。ついてきなさい。ついてきなさい。今の因果は針の先回るって言葉知ってる？ついてきなさい。
3年前って共通エンブレムとかじゃないの。わら。
ついてきなさい。
わからせ。
喋れるものはみんな一切信用できないわよ。
なんかいたわ。全然見えんかった。
は受かったんですけど、立ち位置とか立ち回り見てましたしょ。
引っかかった行きなさい。
あれなんか
まあレート
意外と勝ってるんかなと思ってたら普通に負けてたわ。51で。ゴールドが割と快適やったから勝ってるんかと思ったらボコボコでした。
希望を持たせて余計に景気伸びるやつ。
最悪。
画面で諦めてたやついる？
生と死の距離は思ってる以上に短いの。針と糸で簡単につなげてしまうくらいにね。
全然余裕で負けそうである。おしい。
あら大変。中身がこぼれちゃってるわ。行きなさい。この針何に使うと思う？ついてきなさい。
いい試合に始まったんだけど。
今まだでしょ。まだピック画面にしよう。全然大丈夫。まあローラだったら SRG の準決勝だろうが、ソロランの方が見応えあるっしょ。さすがに。
には針千本なんてね。ついてきなさい。この子がいる限り私は大丈夫。 自分の生き方は自分で決めるわ。Our turret has been destroyed. ついてきなさい。Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. ついてきなさい。行きなさい。そのうるさい。
お
メリッサのウルトはカシサのウルトもつけるのかしら。
ついてきなさい。Our turret is under attack. お母さんに教わらなかったか。ついてきなさい。ルール。そんなものを気にするなんてお堅いな。ついてきなさい。ついてきなさい。はっはっついてきなさい。次当てするわよ。
アミータ V 始まる。
もういっかこの試合どうでもいい。
Enough to turn this into 1-1.
間に合った。
What do you guys think?
I'll tell you what I think, guys. Hell, I'm gonna have to say.
メリッサイスキンとあったらないか
adjustments
な。
from SRG here with the lineup. It wasn't too
やっ
bad
ぱ
for
メリ
last
ッ
one.
サ
I
は
feel
万
like
能ですね。
the adjustments with the high lows, bringing the high lows, for example,
領
was a
域
good switch
12
up.
分
Now
で
they've
した。
got the Uranus as well. What do you feel like, Miracle?
なかったな意外と。
On the Lapu Lapu would have been a bit better. It's just you needed to take a choke kill a bit. You know, a few of those shutdowns, a few of those deaths just really felt. Okay, the recalls were necessary, super necessary, but the deaths were right. You can have flair, you just can't give the bounce over to the team. But with the CC they have on Yum and Stormy, I understand why they just put them on Uranus. And this time, take a look at that, innocent. A vengeance on the Freya. Retry win for Skies, obviously on the Leo board for the lethal.
Okay, take a look.
Wait a second.
Even Knight,
Oh my God.
gonna just take this away?
Sneaky,
No
sneaky.
problem.
He's gonna take it.
ブレイク
There's
配
no way
信。
for Solano Red Giants to react in time. Demon Kite seals the purple buff.
Oh my goodness. Zakai's knows it too. He's like, that demon kite, man. That guy.
What a guy.
Hey, when you can cable on around and move like that, you might as well take advantage of it. I'm pretty sure you're faster than a, well, technically he doesn't have a semantics, yes, so you are faster than for now. But yeah, that's one of the things is if I remember right, Annie's win rate was pretty high. There was a time, I know it's been played a couple more times since this, but when it was picked up 4 or 5 times, it was at 100% win rate. I'm not sure if it still is.
I believe it was high in Swiss stage.
Swiss stage.
Knockout stage, it's been pretty bad. Yeah, because like On played it in this first match of Swiss stage and lost. I believe we saw for Fanny's losing after that. Even Yuzuke yesterday, yeah. Against Aurora in Philippines. So Aurora are the ones now on the fan. Let's see if they're the ones to make it work. Good Sun come down over on the line, but look at Human Kite. Look at the cables there. Sky's playing with it so well. Heck, I would say Yup preemptive revitalized there. Didn't really need to use it.
He didn't need to. Maybe just kind of
こっそりソロラン続けて
Right now
る
they've got control around this turtle though, so let's see if
そんなわけないっしょ。
Demonkai's not even here, so it looks like they're just gonna give it up. He's gonna go ahead and prioritize the buff, which he should. The Fanny's definitely needs that.
Yep.
So turtle secured here for SRG.
That's the thing about the Fanny though, right? You're a good pick.
今も裏のス大会でよく見ますけど、そんなにフルパとかで強いんですか？
まあ強いんじゃない？弱かったらピックされないやろうしな。
The biggest of stages, and this is it. Skies will not fall for that again. He knows to go for the purple buff before the orange buff. But yeah, I think for Oregon Philippines, they can take a chill pill. They have a Claude, they have P, and Esmeralda, so they don't need to be that far ahead. Light's gonna be caught here, and that's a bit more troublesome. Skies bringing you back, forcing to break around. Demonkai comes in with a cut throw, but again, Skies on Barbiel, too tanky.
I like how you're like, they can take a chill pill, and as soon as they're like full sending it into the mid lane, man. But I think it's still kind of just testing the waters here, at least for Demonkai, to see if he can get some snowball happening on the Fanny. But you know, again, you've only got the Fury Hammer right now. You definitely need to go ahead and scale up. They're still going to play into the whole game plan of let's let Demonkai get to where he needs to be with the Trinity on this quad. But I feel like even so, the fact that Innocent ran it back with Freya, hold on, top side, concentration.
Yeah, it's a Uranus. It doesn't really matter how much damage you have. In the early game, it's going to be really, really tough if it's a Fanny and an Esme. Though I will say, I think this is a double down by Innocent. Like, he's like, okay, I lost lane, which is pretty unacceptable on a Freya against a Claude, so I'm going to double down and go for vengeance. But, having said that, Doming has gotten all the gold grabs, bro.
Yeah. Demonkai very comfortable on this quad pick right now. Looks like SRG wants to put their own pressure. Wow, Demonkai actually forced out of the jungle on that side. They're going to have to fight for this purple buff.
Yeah, the RBM was used earlier. Now Tsunami Slam blocks guys down as he pops in a Phantom Steam, but now it goes in! Too much damage for Aurora Gaming Philippines to handle.
Wow, you can't blade and cable and cut through that. Oh, when you've got Yooms in the way blocking your path, or Gloria's pathway on top of it, plus the Revitalize, you saw how healthy they were, and then again, you're fighting into Intuition here. So, it's not favorable for Aurora Gaming. I mean, they just got pretty much dismantled in that fight. There was no winning moment for them there, and now for the second turtle of the game, it goes over to SRG, plus a whole ton of gold down to this bottom lane.
There's no way to sugarcoat it, Nice. They got curb stomped in the previous purple buff battle. And it's because of Cram initially going
あ、シーキス、世界図がファニーじゃなくて、あ、そっち。
This is why the panelists were sharing their sentiments. I mean, even Gideon himself was like, yeah, I'm surprised still went with a Fanny, despite a Hylos here too. Oh, hold on. Is he actually going to pull the trigger? There's no way they do.
Wait, they go in, but it's onto Yoon right now. Possibly Glorious pathway under Turban. Demonkai still able to go for the cables out again, but look at the tempo on the map. Rora are forced back. Meanwhile, SRG, yes, they do lose Yooms, but they can capitalize on this by taking gold grab for Innocent, by really pushing the tempo even more.
There you go. Innocent getting the gold grab. I didn't think they'd, actually pull the trigger on that, but again, when you can Tsunami Slam
世界大会あんま追ってるわけじゃないけど、ファニーのチームいつも負けてる気がする。
Innocent, Cram, they're on 1 and 2. Stormly also going up. Look at this pressure once again from Purple Buff.
Phantom Steed, this time Light is not a Tsunami Slam, so it's going to be free. Demonkai, there's no way he walks up, right? Yeah. Skies correct tree secures the purple buff, and there is no threat of a trade. Turtles up at 40.
それね、正解。
Go up top and look for farm in the side lane.
それ正解図。
Because the guys is like, all right, I'm not letting up anymore. Like, you got that first one, you took it away from me, and now you're not getting any of your buffs, Demonkai. That's what's happening here. I mean, they're timing it perfectly when that purple buff does come up, and as you all know, you've seen it many times, when Fanny doesn't have the purple buff. It really makes it more difficult for Demonkai here. Not impossible, but he is starting to fall even further behind. You can see him, he's 2 levels behind. So guys right now, that's just gonna, it's not a fun place to be, especially when that window of opportunity for a Fanny to approach this kind of composition that SRG has is so low. I mean, look at this. Oh no, they're taking everything. Oh, the orange buff take, green camp, every single thing, and even Cram earlier denying the minions. Forcing him back away now. Turtle will probably go to Selangor Red Giants, especially after Cram spots the Fanny going top again. It's a cut from Cram. Skies is already going onto the Turtle right now. Edward getting poked as well. Purple buff will be up. So, oh, Stormy 2v1. Out here with the Turtle for the taking. They got full control over it. That's going to be
ドプッシュしかやることなさそう。
いや、これはレオモード角番か。
Everybody following it up, and Edward gets a flicker out.
There is just nowhere for you to fight if you're Aurora into that composition. Demon Kai finally swung around. He's like, well, I'll at least take this purple buff, man. At least. But you're seeing it happen here, and I'm not sure how long SRG can maintain this advantage when it comes to the team fights, especially when they're all clumped up, right? You would think this is the best. Oh, you've got to keep on your side, you've got a fanny, but you're seeing them. They just don't have enough damage to really kind of get through that pressure that is with this lineup from SRG mid lane.
That's it. Really good win there. Phantom Steed for Flicker. Yeah, I think there's longer red giants that can continue this pace all throughout the game, really. Because even Kai, he has a purple buff, but he's going to go in, get stunned up by Yums earlier, and now the falling star move from Edward gets a shutdown down. And is innocent now.
いや、でもこれなんか、でもなんかロラがなんか逆転しそうな雰囲気ある。
You're just seeing how durable this lineup is for SRG, man. They're so tanky. A whole lot of defensive items here across the board as well.
ミッドのイブクラウドカレアとかでなんか化け物構成やからね。この3人でどうにかなりそう。
That's why earlier you saw the value that Innocent gets on the bench. Whoa, now Crimson Beacon just with Light walking up there. Innocent still holding the angle. No Demon Kite's gonna be there. There's gonna be a knockout coming in as Demon Kite's able to go for the cables, but he's gonna be caught. Oh, clutch! With the cable to actually get away. Sky is already using a Phantom Steed, and now he's gonna be back on foot. Oh, Cram! With a dive for their tier 2!
That was a big move, and they're still going for the Lord.
Innocent Father Vengeance going on to Domain. Blazing to Everett goes in through it. Innocent still climbing away against 2 members. Still staying alive for a bit, but gets void blasted down. Skies goes back on a Phantom Steed, now on Barbiel. It's a free Lord as Cram is still able to dish out some damage up top. Edward all alone, isolated, and taken down by the horse.
This Jushin pick is paying dividends in that draft for SRG. Oh, are they going to go for a UA? UA? Okay, he's got Flicker, he's going to be fine, but the turret's going to fall in tier 1. And that was just a great fight from SRG, man. Even for Cram, you know, that one we'll accept right there. That is 100% worth. Jump into the turret. Oh, whoa. They got Demon Kite to fight the purple, though. Got it. Even if they have the purple buffs, it is just getting a little dicey here for Aurora Gaming Philippines. For this to work, they have so much ground to cover. Now, nearly 6,000 gold behind. It seems like those minor adjustments that were made for this composition from SRG from game 1 really helped out. Oh no, Demon Kite.
Oh man, no damage whatsoever. Glorious Pathway now. Good falling star move by Edward to stop them from going further. Now it's Demon Kite trying to get a bit more poking, but again with Skies and Cram there, especially with Skies on Barbiel, that ain't gonna happen. Domain gets it with a nature, so at least there's that. But right now the problem is they just don't have enough damage, and now you see why. Domain prioritized with a nature survivability over the corrosion side. Stormy just gets out with the Crimson Beacon, Phantom Steed coming down. You having to flicker out of the real world manipulation, canceling in, and now he doesn't have that.
Doesn't have that available. They are going to keep this Holy Defense shield up. There's no re-engage here from Aurora Gaming Philippines. They've just got to kind of buckle in and wait. And you get to the point where they have the itemization to really earn some of the signs of these fights. Because like you mentioned, Cram's doing a phenomenal job on this.
全然関係ないんだけどブレイジャーとかライラとかに対しての防御って上個でいいの？
Yeah, there's so much frontal threat. Oh no, Demon Kite. Stun. Skies with the Phantom Steed!
おー、ちょっと待ってね。
Demon Kite! That's what we call the double horse on Fanny combo.
一回待ってほしい。
The horse is one man.
That's man and horse.
But he's technically a half man, half horse, no?
Technically, there's
So that's
be like a human.
not good with numbers.
Yes, we're not great with numbers. But you get what we mean, right? That's a whole lot. Now they're gonna have to deal with this push into the base.
Uh-oh, like when they grab and get in the back, that was Stormy picking him up. It's a killing spree for Skies on Barbiel again. Barbiel has crazy stamina, man.
Oh, he's going and going and going, and right now, they get what they want, everything they want for SRG. And it just seems like this is almost in that situation. I hate to say it, but it's like, all right, go next for Aurora Gaming Philippines, because there just doesn't seem to be much that they can do. They're literally in the situation where it's like, you're playing for Domenkite. Well, even if Domenkite, now he gets the pro side. So he's delayed.
まあ、いいんじゃない？ジョコ。
So that is not where you want to be. Again, he prioritized, right? He prioritized some defense.
通常攻撃系には、なんだっけ。あれ、積めばいい。ブレーターアーマーみたいなやつ。
お腹すいた。
どういうこと？お腹すいたって。ほんと血が踊るような試合を見たいってこと？ だるこれ。そっちには逃げ道ありませんでした。プレイヤー。
こういう実況解説聞いてると日本の大会の実況解説はおにぎレベルだなって思いますね。いい意味で。
いや、俺全然思わない。すごい頑張ってんなって。いい実況だなって思うけど。あ、そう思った人いるんだ。俺全然思わないけどもね。
Everyone grow old and die. Well, unfortunately, that's the life. Yeah, no, that's you, man. You know, hey, fight for the purple. Oh, you was able to find it now. RWF, they're all plotting for it, but Skies in a bag goes for the
what the?
Look at the combo. So much AOE. Now with Slight to lose immortality, as Demon Cat recalls like going down. And Edward can only dance to the death of the team here. Demon Kite is up. But can 2v5 work? Edward, he's trying his best, but there's 5 on him. Now it's a fatty again, who has to deal with 5 members of Selangor Red Giants. And they wipe Aurora Gaming Philippines out in game number 2. We are level
もうさ、ハニーってキャラもうなくさん？
レオも色出世しすぎでね。そんな強いの？
もうなんかバンはピックレベルになっちゃってる。気づいたら。あ、異通信？何それ？過去の異物みたいな感じになってる。
I'm gonna post up here, I'm gonna stun you, and like we're just gonna go from there. Kai, man. I mean, it was tough to be in.
He almost pulled a KSI, bro. It was straight up.
ソロラ
I'm
ンタイ
on a
ム。
horse. Dash, dash. Take a look at me.
In the thick of it, he saw him. And he was caught in the thick of it. He was caught in the thick of it, man. When you're
ザ
trying
イ
to
ロ
get
は
away
何
from
が
two
強いん
horses,
です
it's
か
just too much.
瞬間火
Deal
力
with two horses,
ファーム速
two
度
men, or 1.5 men, whatever it is. This is
瞬間火力、
SRG's game.
ファーム速度、
Well executed, phenomenal.
耐性能。
And overall, just a game that SRG needed.
どんな敵に対してもダメージ効果に有利に取れる。
負けたらファミッツそう。
Minor adjustments with major repercussions and Selangor Red Giants even
まあなんか全部兼ね備えてる。
after Aurora Gaming and SRG battled it out in the first game.
ハント勝負強い。
This time was clearly SRG's playground. Shine with
スタンってかなんかこうね、敵をこう持っていくこともできるし。
Oh, I know I didn't say anything, but I told you so. You shouldn't have done that. That was. Did I say it? I did. I didn't say it out loud. That was ego. That wasn't ego.
一時期のアルファみたいな感じですか
expect that it was gonna work, especially in the face of a high loss. And the high loss. I think the high loss was the main. Demon Kite was playing a different game.
I think there's a little bit
多分それ以上かもしれん。
just, you know, the high loss being in his face. Because, I mean, I was thinking, all right, yeah, sure, this is the ego pick. This is Demon Kite of all people. He should be the one who's able to kind of get away from it all. So the question is, what was the main problem? The fact is, he literally had 5 above average members just smacking him across the face. 2 of them hung like a horse, and the other one to block up the back door with Uranus. It's really frustrating to deal with overall when you don't have your own purple buff. And the opposing enemy's purple buff is forever will remain uncontested.
He literally hung around Aurora's backyard, the jungle, in as early as, what, 4 minutes? Demon Kite was already starving. And I know that we brought up the whole argument of, oh, yo, this is a different approach to it because they have a backup carry in the quad. It didn't really make a difference. Yeah, Demon Kite was just as
ファイターとアサシンどっちがええんだろ
more, but that's because, in my opinion, SRG let him. SRG was, yeah, no, we have a Freya. Don't worry about that quad. Demon Kite will be fine as long as we're starving this Fanny. It's literally a 5v4.
Yeah, and to give Aurora a little bit of credit, it started off with Demon Kite stealing away the purple buff. Yes. And I was like, okay, that's the right call. But then it just goes to show how SRG sided the lineup was that despite that trickery that Demon Kite pulled off early on to make sure saying, hey, I get your buff, everything is going our way. Wait, why are you going towards my jungle? Get away. He's like, they have nothing to stop them, man. It's just continuously beating down and bearing down on the jungle of Aurora. SRG gave Aurora 0 breathing room.
A lot of it just comes down to like the way that they played, and I love the fact that the adjustment coming in from Freya is, hey, give me vengeance, and it's all over. What are you gonna do? You're gonna try and gun me down? We made mistakes in the earlier stages. The vengeance ensures that I live, even if I get hit by the tsunami slam. Again, great adjustment, but let's look at our upcoming MVP. Let me tell you about it. SRG has been playing a phenomenal game, but without Cram not only dominating the lane, opening up the map, and just being the plug at the end of that flood. Oh my goodness, how do you get past him?
This is his hero. I think more than anyone in recent memory, maybe I'm thinking about Clap, M5 World Champion. Crab is Uranus. This is a hero that's built for what this athlete is really good at, and that is cutting lanes, going deep into your lines, going deep into your base, going deep into your formations, and just being annoying as hell.
Yeah. When Uranus can plug all entry points, it's way too difficult for Fanny to find any opening in the map. Even in those little team fights, Brad can just show up in front of close to Yue, and Demon Kite's wondering, is this still worth it to dive to try and retry? I don't think so. I gotta stay back.
アサシンじゃね
This is literally one of the best heroes to cram your opponents.
Yeah, no, really, just the penultimate
みんな似たような感じのポーズで写真撮っています
start looking into the highlights, we just have to keep in mind that shouldn't be easy the answer to this. I mean, that's the truth, right? Once you have that wishing lantern, all of a sudden you lose a lot of that value from that Uranus because you just can't sustain through the poke anymore.
But it never got to the point where the damage deal was verifying. He got his Divine Glaive 10 minutes in. That was a Divine Glaive rush. But then as we saw, when you have a high loss with you, when you have the Phantom Steed that you can ride on, once the Glorious Pathway is down, they don't care about formation. They don't care about the poke. They'll be able to regain that health anyway through the team fighting that they have. Cram, of course, with the Consecration and how the Uranus just works with his passive, means he doesn't have to worry about health. He will regain it there in the end.
Yeah, by thinking, oh, the Lantern can solve this, the Glowing Wand, if somebody somewhere built
いきますか。あ、一応ちなみにさっきの試合勝った。うん。一応報告しとく。
Your team is picking.
The enemy is picking. 走れ真珠の稲妻のごとく
吹雪のごとく進軍せよ。
映ったものすべて俺の獲物だ。
筋力より知力の方が大事だよ。
影にあっても命は屈しない。
標的をしっかり捉えた。
さて。
愛されるより恐れられる方がいい。
M7 見ないんですか？
M7 見ながらやってる。今小休憩みたいなの入ってるから。試合と試合の合間にインプット、いやアウトプット、これセブンで学んだことをソロランで生かす。
りがとうございます。
どういたしまして。おお。あ、危ない。ちょっと待って。おお。そう。 で、見せて見せて見せて見せて見せて見せて。
まだ前ますか？
いや、もう諦めてる。前る前ないじゃなくて。うん、これから回るかどうかじゃなくてもなんか苦痛すぎるんだよな、試合が。シンプルに。うん、大会おとなしく。
Juicing is not the pick that you'd want to give if you're SRG, and they do ban it out.
This does leave open the Kalia. I think first the Kalia,
I like it.
would be good.
Yep. Don't need to rush the junglers here. You don't fight for the others.
Or do they stick the Eve?
Yeah.
Or do they say, like, even say, go again?
Alright. But my only worry for this is, wait, Stormy would rather pick up the Farsa over the Lunars, correct?
Oh, that one depends. depends.
It really depends.
Yeah, generally I would say Farsa, but this time around we're going to see Sakai's back on the Yi Shunshin with his 57% win rate. But they're also pairing it up with the Hilda in anticipation that maybe Rora is going to go for an assassin. I don't think they are.
Boxer and Fred are open.
Yep.
Pick it now.
I would honestly be okay with just picking up the Fred early on. It allows Demon Kai to facilitate, as we mentioned. If they can just, they already have an Eve, so just go Fredrin Cho or Fredrin. Oh no, they can save the Gatot or the Gatot Elos or Cho for later.
Boxer, Cho. Super aggressive. Like you just really want to stick into them.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's their turn. They're gonna go Leomore Cho.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. With the Leomord, it's gonna be easier to chase down this Yi Shunshin overall, but pre-level 4 is gonna be annoying because you're expecting Yums to be in your face all the time. Now that you've got your mid lane kind of secured, and more importantly, being able to kind of fight for that priority instantaneously without much damage, then you can start putting the hurt into the Hilda if ever he tries for a second stage.
Okay, down the line, I feel like SRG gets a lot of the phobias because Aurora might be leaning towards them picking up the Harem for themselves. It's all very divey, but if you look at the box and all the combos that they can dish out, very good. Oh, so SRG pick it up for themselves. Good block, and now they can ban out the Granger.
And I think that's good. The Granger fits so well into what Rora wants to do. If you take out the Granger, what's left? Carry?
I was like, carry, I'm not gonna lie.
That's it. So you ban both.
And Aurora doesn't even have the room to go for fighters because if they're gonna be Leomore than global fighters. Yeah, very slow.
I mean, it's not as meta as it used to be, but there could be an argument for Moskov, and I think it's an interesting way to play because this could potentially open up saying, hey, maybe Arlo gets passed into the EXP lane, and now you have one more addition of CC to help out Edward.
I was actually thinking that maybe SRG would want to ban the Esmeralda because they can still slot in an Esmeralda gold, but they read it. So yeah, I think I'm a little bit more on the Moscow boat now. That might end up becoming the thing for Aurora later on.
So like it's the only one left. What else has the Dolphin fight played?
Thinking of the gold, Freya's already been banned out. No more CC. Sora also gone in terms of the best ones. I don't think so fighting. Yeah.
Claude, Granger, Freya, Harris, Carry. That's it.
They're gonna need basic attack. I don't want them to even consider something like a Lunox to go to deal with a Harris. You don't need to do that. Just play it safe, play it slow. You already have a Leomore Cho and Eve anyway to bridge into the late game.
I like this a lot from Coach Arcadia because now he's taking advantage for the fact that he gets the ban first in the second phase. So he proposes the question, Esme, instantly getting a response from Aurora saying, we have to get rid of the Rhaenys. Now, what we're left with is no more sandbags inside lanes. This is going to end up being Lapu Lapu. This is going to be potential Yuzong as well. Something a little bit more fight-oriented for both Edward alongside Cram. The Lunox ban as well. Wow.
Look at the compromised pick he would rather not deal with.
Yeah.
So he's saying, hey, Carry, take it or leave it.
Carry, Granger. Pick.
Yeah, the Granger was left.
Oh, so Carry, Granger, take it or leave it.
Yeah, they decided to play into it.
Why are they letting the Granger through? Is this a telegraph song?
Yeah, maybe, because what if... I mean, Hilda's already most likely going into the Rome. I mean, most Hildas in M7 did go into the Rome. The ban of the low Yi.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I thought maybe that might slip through the draft for SRG side, but now I think this is a little bit of a compromise, right? What are they going to do at this stage of the game? With Hilda on your side, and there's not a lot of like mid laners who are self-sustaining when you're facing off against the Show, you're going to lose mid priority almost straight away.
If Aurora really want to focus on their box team fighting theory and then just play it slow in terms of managing the lanes, we can pick up a glue depending on the matchup. If the XP lane is already shown here, so you'll have a glue and then you round it out with the Granger. I mean, theoretically with the Eve, you're going up against a Harith. It makes sense, but that's only if you see the matchup. Because if you blind glue, it might be really tough.
Vision.
There's so much vision.
I mean, double the vision, double the fun, am I right? But
yeah, have to see everything.
And it's not like SRG's denying Aurora. Aurора's making their picks here with full freedom.
Yeah.
They're just not investigated as much as SRG.
This is a really interesting draft, right? Because again, you would have imagined that they're looking for multiple win conditions. And right now, two clear win conditions for SRG. Yushin alongside with the Harris. Yushin is interesting because her passive super useful at actually denying light entryways with a third hit of the G window because it knocks it back, so it's not going to find the angle.
They do get the Granger and they get the Labu Labu, so they get the instant impact right away, and Edward gets one of the iconic heroes for Filipino EXP laners.
This is Aurora playing an old meta lineup featuring Leo Mord.
Yeah. It's like if that was a Lancelot, you said, hey, you mistyped Lancelot, and Leo Mord eventually became the pick.
Or a Fredrin.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that buff guy. What, the horse guy?
Oh yeah.
Both of which fits. I think here, blue, probably, I mean, it feels weird if you go into the Yuzhan because now it's like, now we have a potential coin flip that we have to worry about. Alice, even more of a sandbag, still looking towards that T-spot.
You're right.
Oh, this is gonna be a tough one for Aurora. I give it to them though. The lineup does have the possibility of suddenly spiking up when Domikai gets the stacks on the Sky Piercer. But this is the thing you always have to watch out with an Alice, though. It might get to the point where you just can't deal with it.
Well, just a little bit of, anti-regeneration is going to go a long way, but I think right now SRG, their composition requires a lot of economy, which is why I'm leaning more towards Aurora.
Leo?
Damage profile. I like Aurora's more. This is not optimistic. This is actually just brass tacks talking.
So let's see if Aurora can actually push this to 2-1 for them. Or will SRG be the first one to go to match a point? Welcome to game number 3. The series has been great so far. SRG has delivered bangers, so has Aurora, and I'm sure that we're going to have fun. Nice, Miracle, let's go.
We are going, and I'll tell you what, this is dangerous grass. This is dangerous lineup, man. I would say from SRG. I like what they did. They got the Hilda. They've got a couple of ground covered. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. God. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is dangerous. You walk in, and you never know there's a Hilda in the bush, but the fact that they also got the regen in Yue will go down to Stormy. You have to respect the 100% win rate since yet Yue's regen was popped. You should have recalled, dude.
That's dangerous range too. That was what I was gonna get. I mean, look at.
Oh my goodness. Dude, Light, don't stay. Please go home. Okay.
Yes, Light.
でもしや触診強いまさかうわ
Maybe go walk into the bush against a Hilda first level 1 and then recall after your regen gets popped, right? Like there are 2 steps before that, or before we get to this position. But now that we're here, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna lane against this Etienne, dude. We were talking about instant prio, but if you get poked that much, there is no instant prio here for the Joe and the Yi. Oh my goodness.
I mean, on top of it, like Gideon mentioned, during the draft, one of the great things about this Etienne is you have that passive built in to kind of, oh man, it just looks like they're playing range everywhere. Oh, okay.
For a second, I thought he had flicker because like, damn, he's going in aggressive.
That's why I was saying this lineup is dangerous in itself because SRG is able to go ahead and capitalize on a lot of that. And not to mention the amount of vision that this lineup gives them through. So what this means for Aurora Gaming Philippines is that they have to choose their windows of opportunity very crucially. They got to be on point with it. They've got to be able to make it work. But because this early game pressure was already put onto them, they're not going to be able to contest this first turtle as it's already secured up by SRG. And here comes the pressure in the jungle. Edward?
Go away, the purple buff light goes in for Zikudo, but Stormy's able to flicker around and he gets the kill too. Now throwing a ruin onto nothing but they won already.
But there right now, Cram though. Gonna wait for the Kalima to come up. But that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Light goes in. He doesn't have a level 4 yet. Didn't earn the flicker either, but he just got destroyed as soon as he.
いやこれローラやばそう。バトル取られてゴールドレーンゾーニングされてる。
Oh, Innocent. What? Not going to be able to get away. Almost did. Light will take that kill secured for Aurora Gaming Philippines. So at least able to find something on the map here. They've been struggling. Oh, there it is.
No flicker. That's Light giving the kill over to Domikai. And finally, has some space to breathe, dude. He's already 2 levels down on Innocent.
Yeah. Oh! Oh! Domenkite gonna be able to get away. Okay, very close.
Oh my god! They don't want to stop, guys! Shoots Domenkite down with the arrow.
Domenkite's just let me play, guys. I'm trying to get out of here. He had so much attention towards his lane, but that's exactly what you need to do if you're SRG. Put the pressure on Domenkite or elsewhere, because you have so many opportunities to be able to do that. You've got so much vision to play into. So now, with this bit of a lead that they built up, Turtle's going to be up at about 15, and they'll be in a good position for that. And, you know, Aurora Gaming Philippines has to kind of go back to the drawing board with this lineup and just kind of slow down. Part of this lineup is allowing that scalability to happen because they're losing the range battle. A lot of this is because, you know, you have to rely on the code. Now that you're around level 4, you have a little bit of protection, of course, with UA's RWM. But they want to go and contest this Turtle.
The poke. Before the fighting starts, Light is already down to a quarter of health as Crab holds out to the Turtle. Now Phantom Steam coming down for Demonkite, but it's going to be Crab zoning him away with the help of Yumes. Bravest fighter from Edward doesn't get it down. Fury of the Phoenix, though. Yumes throwing a ruin on Demonkite!
Oh, that was a great take. Domenkite and UA are here to set up. Yumes might be able to actually get away. Still, Light goes under the safety of the turret, but second Turtle goes in the hands of SRG. Oh, no, this is tough. I don't think they're just forcing them to take the long route, man.
Yeah, Yumes wants to stop the recall again, and he does! Light has to move. That was a feint from Yumes. He didn't even know.
The dangerous Hilda, man. I'm telling you. Like,
it's the most annoying Hilda I've ever seen.
It's the way it's meant to be played. Yumes is doing great work here. Being a threat, especially on...
なんかシンプルに触手強えな。
ユームスずっと喋ってんな。
うん。
指出しはロームなのかな？
ぽいね。
Innocent at the bottom lane winning hard in this matchup as well. This ain't looking good for the Northern Knights.
This is what I'm saying, man. It's losing on all fronts right now for Aurora Gaming Philippines, and you kind of see it in the way that they're moving around the map.
あ、そう、側転。触手はいません。ん？今週の日曜って25日？
yeah, nah, that ain't working. I need more damage right now because if I don't farm, I won't even have enough bullets to get those executions.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see a Sky Piercer at all. If we do, maybe,
Probably, yeah.
second to last item or last item, or somehow Aurora
Yeah.
gets control of this game. But right now, Start has been no control at all. They just kind of, they're on the roller coaster of SRG, and they've just buckled in. Basically.
何か調整されたキャラみんな強えな。わら。
Of just what is provided with the range, the vision, and everything else like we mentioned for SRG. So for Aurora, they're almost in this moment where it's like, all right, Norman Knight will protect you with everything we have, you know, and hopefully that Granger will scale up. Same for the Eve. I mean, Eve can also scale up pretty well. We've seen some great Eve RWMs change the tide of these games or fights. But so far, there's been no chance around objectives, and the score's coming up in 10. They have no turns on the map. They're absolutely...
Hellcurt, what?
Oh, I didn't know we had a Hellcurt.
Dark Knight Falls. This could be. I don't know. What else can we hint at when it comes to this, you know?
All right.
Hey! Don't you worry, folks. This is what we call...
What do we call this?
Sometimes you just gotta go play.
Sometimes we gotta play.
Oh, innocent.
Innocent. Wonder what he's doing.
Look at those fingers, man. He's going in.
It looks like he's
tapping on the Harith.
Definitely is on course on it. No, let's... How's my thought, you know? Oh, wait.
Lord slain by someone.
Who got the Lord? I don't know if they're... Well, you know what? We can just take a breather here, man.
We can take a breather.
I don't think the players are.
Okay,
The players
they're
are.
smiling, so it should be Selangor Red Giants.
Yeah.
なんかあった
Have the Lord.
え
Okay, so...
Okay, and it seems like Selangor Red Giants is going to go through it. I don't know, 5,000 gold lead before
that happened.
Went to the Hellcurt Ultimate, Dark Knight Falls. Someone turned on a torch on the phone.
続いてんのかよ。
That's how you...
Come on, we can make something happen here. Right now, I mean, they're still in the game, so like, based on this, it looks like Aurora's on the defense. Like they're gonna have to defend. If that really was that Lord secured, Jericho, I mean, this is tough to really see what's going on, but
Yup. Trying to find out what's going on right now.
okay, yeah.
モバレ上手い人みんな4本指で操作してんのわら。
Gold, but that's not it, man. The Lord went to SR.
3本じゃない ?4 本買う ?4 本目の指何用な
Yue is dead right now. It looks like they traded somehow. Yums and Innocent are dead. From what we can at least see here. And again, we're kind of looking behind us, guys. Unfortunately, we're just dead too. For this technical difficulty setup here. Yums is up. Innocent. Everybody's back up. I'm not sure. They must have just cleared the Lord out, man. I'm assuming. I'm assuming they got the Lord cleared. They probably had a base defense.
Aurora just used all their ultimates. They're gonna go in, I think.
It must be
big
over.
fight ensues.
I almost wish we had game sounds so we could. Unfortunately, we don't have game sounds either, guys, right now. So
Be patient with us, boys. We're working through this right now. We got a technical issue.
all right, some items.
Oh,
we
back.
We have a.
We got the fans in the building.
Well, are the players still? I mean, behind us, we lost the information that we had.
Okay.
They are still playing, man. Can we get a camera behind the players?
Can we understand what Doming, like, expression-wise? How do you play Granger when you get? We're back, folks.
We're going back to the game, and ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being patient. Here
We're back.
13 minutes in. Where are we here? Okay.
12 minutes in, about to be 13. Lord was already taken earlier. No baser is taken, but topside baser is already really low. And SRG have a 6,000 gold lead, so they built 1K over the course of the few minutes we were gone.
All right. Lord is up. SRG still in control. Nothing changed. I mean, that was quite the long ultimate from Hellcurt. That's not even in the game. Hey, we're back. Aurora seems to somehow defend their base turrets at least, but now they're going to have to do it again with Lord Security here for SRG. So we'll see. I don't know if they bought enough time, man, because, you know, part of this was, where's the scaling for Dome and Kite isn't going to be able to catch up. Looks like he did pick up the Sky Piercer, though. So after he went the Hunter Strike, see how we're the fifth item, he goes the Sky Piercer. And if they hold on long enough, maybe that Sky Piercer, once it gets some stacks, might be able to change some of these fights.
See, the thing I would love to see right now is Dome and Kite's actual stats. Not the Sky Piercer stats, but how many bullets he has, because the way Solango Red Giants have been playing the entire game, it really feels like they've already taken out the biggest threat of a Granger in the late game, which is the Scaling. He's died 3 times. He was denied so much gold. He's 2 levels down on enemy gold lane.
We'll see if this actually plays a part. They're going to be able to clear out their mid lane. They still have to deal with the Lord up top.
Yeah, I'm going to crack this open now with the help of the Lord charge. That's about it for now. Aurora Gaming Philippines did a good job clearing out mid and bot, and now for SRG, they're going to have to wait for the next waves to come through. Lord will be cleared for free. Dome and Kite getting those stacks. You can already see them trying to bundle as much of those stacks to Dome.
Mid-wave push, Dominant Force drop down. They're going to initiate here. It looks like Edward taking a brunt of the damage, but they'll clear out the waves and maintain the mid and base turret. So Aurora Gaming Philippines, despite being down 7,000 gold, SRG still respecting what the potential could be there. We've seen it before where you fumble a 7,000 gold lead or 10,000 gold lead and things turn around. So right now they want to take this one round, keep it safe if they can. Looks like non-charge is going to be used. And still, it's just Aurora Gaming trying to scrap up what they can. And Anthony now picking up the light. Maybe going to make his, maybe it'll allow him to stay alive a little bit longer once he's trying to get those hits off. But also there's a whole lot of now magic damage and penetration that SRG is able to utilize because of the fact that you have Divine Blade to worry about, and even that Holy Crystal Divine Blade over here for the rest of the lineup. Now a little bit more defensiveness from SRG as well.
Single with items here. Okay, so this is already fully built up as well. Somehow Dome and Kite, it's through those waves that the Lord has been given, and they are able to actually climb back up, because I think it was a bigger lead earlier for Innocent, probably because Innocent died. So it's building towards that last item. I don't know if that's Blood Wings. I assume it is Blood Wings.
お金さんは7000。じゃあ
We're trying to get control over the Lord. Actually be able to take the aggro, but Yums gets a really good flank here in the behind. That's the amount of shots coming down, and Yums has position on Dome.
うわー、やばい。あ。
Dome and Kite is gone in an instant, and now Aurora's on the run. But with those 2 kills as Yue fell as well, SRG gives the call. They want to push down the bottom lane.
That's the problem when you play a clean front to back. Yums doesn't.
綺麗なこの挟み方。
What a read by Yums! And there's no way Demon Kite can go for the 1v1 here. It's gonna be Innocent jumping into Zaman Force over on Edward. He's trying to buy some time. Light doing a good job at forcing the minions to the mid-turn, but he will fall.
Oh, they clear out the minions so they stay a little bit longer. Demon Kite still being chased down, and he just wants to buy enough time. You have Edward still alive, but can he delay this further?
Now it's Innocent again. Zaman Force coming down. Edward already used the Raven Spider. He's going to go down. And Solango Giants are a game away from etching their names, the region, into the history books.
SRG came out swinging once again in this game 3 against Aurora Gaming Philippines, and they made it look so good. Just a great performance. Again, synergy as well on display here from SRG. And you can see the faces here of Aurora. They have a lot to consider with this one. From start to finish, just was not the way that they wanted to make things happen. And you gotta say, man, this was a composition, a draft, great things there.
All配信見てた。ただいま。
The range aspect of this and that dangerousness, as I like to call it, on dangerous grass, was so good here on display from minute 30 seconds into the game. And we look at the highlights through this. I mean, they just had full control and took what they wanted.
It's so beautiful because Doom started that off with a Power Wilderness, and then they chained it together so well with the Fury of the Phoenix, and then Sky's Mountain Chakra, the nail in the coffin for Domenkite and for Aurora in Game 3.
Such a great performance here once again from SRG. We're going to go ahead and throw it over to the panel to break down this game because there was a whole lot here that happened, especially what we didn't see and what we did see. Let's throw it to the panel.
そのなんてなんだわ
is that SRG had all the vision in the world to work with. The Yi Sun-shin, the Zetian, and of course Humes being relentless with reading the rotations of Aurora. There's a cool irony to it. It was a Zetian picked up by Aurora Turquia that helped deliver a major win for them in the beginning of their series against SRG. Now it's Stormy on a Zetian delivering a crucial victory for SRG. They now go to match point with the Zetian.
What I was saying earlier before this match even began, all the learnings that SRG needed, they took from last night, the hard-fought 5-team series against Aurora Turquia, taught them a few things, and I was smelling it. There was something else besides the overabundant amount of vision. The reasoning as to why they were willing to give Aurora, the Granger, and the carry was because they were planning for this all along. We're in dangerous grass. The Hilda is naturally going to be jumping into your face.
Yep.
They have the Zetian. They can set up the long-fought initiations from Yalis. And not to mention the Harrods. They were going to rotate towards the Harrods lane very early on.
I don't know, but I think I speak for the majority of horror fans out there. I call espionage. I think that something is wrong here because, again, the vision is good, and I agree that Dangerous Grass has not been Aurora's favorite map. There's too many times where single bull. Most of us would say, hey, that's a miscommunication. They literally couldn't see some people, and that's very frustrating to deal with, especially when you have a quote-unquote global vision composition on the opposite end.
I feel like the team is just not working out for Aurora, mainly because SRG are willing to play into it. They really don't mind. The two games that we've seen Aurora play that Eve, SRG knew what to do, especially with the initial trade. Everything began, I feel like, because of the initial trade in the center, when we started seeing the Cho and Eve.
これさグレンちゃん75生きる気しないんやがと17日で
Your team is picking.
クラウドのやつはどうしたの？去年。
覚えてない。なんか勝手に溜まってた。いけるんかな多分。
スカイフォースオニッククラン配置完了。
来た。作業キャラ。
闘志と忠誠心はこの体の中に。この拳で勝利を勝ち
キン
取れ。
グコングの持ち方試してみたが、欲に好きとウルトを押し間違えてしまう。
どんな持ち方？
みんなのヒーローガイだよ。
敵をしっかり捉えた。
でも人差し指でマップスライドと装備コリアができるようになった。
司令部、ホーク空襲部隊待機中。命令を。
俺のスマホ5キロぐらいあるからね、左手だけで支えてんだよな。両方でガシガシ支えないと腕持ってかれるから、ああいう系の持ち方でできない。
スマホケースつけたままだと重すぎて小指潰れるからモバレするときはもっぱらケース外す。
マジで重いスマホ使ってるのきついよな。相手の摂氏と鏡はなんかこれ極まってない？死んだこれ。 これマジきしょいんだけど、この構成。連携がずるすぎる。よし。
いろんなロールを適当にやりすぎて何もわからなくなった。
あらま。ねえ。
Control.
800円。大好き。
あ、ビッグバンさんどうも。さすがにこの天空、この試合の天空はいらないか。うわ。お、480円も送ってくれた？まさか。もう全然見てなかった。うっす。そう。
砂嵐は歩みを遅らせても僕たちの雲がどうしてあんなに高く飛べるか知ってる？落ちるのを恐れないからさ。
地味つい展開の時なんもできないから苦手だな。
So they go Cho, as expected, Yums will end up with it. The last time Aurora Gaming PH first picked the Yuzhong, they went Cho Kimmy to pair up with it.
Especially
from SRG, how do we deal with it? A lot of it just boils down to taking away his farm, really accentuating the fact that you need a lot of economy to make this work. Now that Aurora are now looking to play a utility jungler on top of this Yuzhong, they need to have mega support, and now their side laners are prioritized here.
Okay, good to see Aurora adjust to that. They put a Fredrin into the hands of Demon Kite. And the Granger, I think they're just going for that easily accessible early damage output. And then just seeing the coast is clear, like there's no Claude, no Freya.
リオさんやったらもう終わってるね。
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. That Aurora decided to just lean in already, picking up the Granger this early on. There's so many ways now that SRG can treat this. It's their decision.
This is a tough one, because they could go like Uranus and sandbag the lane, but Eve is still wide out in the open. Their gold lane is going to get punished in the second half of the draft, I would imagine.
なんか真ん中の
CC is still open, so yeah, they gotta,
なんか
lean into the gold.
この棒みたいなやつやってたら勝ち星。これが全部溜まると勝ち。だからEO5 だね。3回勝ったら3回勝った方の勝ち抜けってことは。浜田さんのオムライス買ってくってこと？ありだな。配信終わったら買いに行くか。そんなうまい浜田さんのオムライス。
弱すぎ帝国ってまだ勝ち上がってますか？
They have to worry more about the mid lane trade. That I feel like they could have had more cards of value with if they picked up their mid laner at red 3, then just change the bans around so that it's a bit more favored for them towards the matchup.
I think they just rather win whatever comes through. They're giving Aurora the onus, the responsibility. Hey, what are you letting through in mid, or else we pick the best one that's left at red 4. But yeah, this doesn't
食
answer
べ
the
たこ
question
とはあ
of
りませんけど、セ
why
ブン
the
にあ
sudden
ったので
priorities
毒にしてほしいで
first
す。
3.
Yeah. Well, Fandom War
なるほど
is
ね。
when you type in your answer to the question of who will win the series, Rora versus SRG. See this along with Red Giants fans leading the charge right now. Type down your predictions for the upcoming picks that could be shown by these two.
It's tight though, literally.
Like a
just
Toiger.
Like a, that's a Malaysian national anthem.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Like a
2
Malaysian
月沖
Toiger.
縄
They
行
call
く
it
で
the
すか？
Harimau Malaya.
Oh, okay.
I did my research. All right, one more ban here. SRG, they have to make their bed. Do we ban one mid? Or do we just let
2
it
月
go out?
沖縄行くよ。
Both light picks.
Yeah. They understand. So instead of tackling the mid laner, they tackle the roam pick. Which now with the hill, the gun, they're going to end up playing something slower like well, the Gotcha is going to be open for them. Kalea is also still open.
Hylos,
in
case you really just want to find
ハイロー
that
ス。
carrot, find that Yushin Shin, whatever they put in mid.
I still would want Aurora to just double down on Kalea Lunox. Again, it worked out for them earlier, and it worked out earlier in the day as well.
Yeah, I think it does work, but I think Coach Ark has kind of recognized the pattern here, right? Again, this is the first time that we're seeing so many
Oh, yeah.
like bans in the second phase. Usually they would aim
思った人どっかで
elsewhere, knowing
それ
that
違うかもね。
the usual secondary win condition for Rora in the first place, right? So I think that SRG, especially for Coach Ark, you see these first 3 picks in, well, Rora, they're looking to play comfort. Let's take away the comfort picks. We're already in our head.
Mid-range. I don't think Aurora will, at this late in the tournament, at this stage, will bring back an old combo in the Mathilda Fred. They got the speed, but it might just be too risky. They might just have to settle for something like a Gatot or Kalea.
There's the Farsa, but I think now this is where you go for Eve, right?
You gotta have that range diff fixed up. And by doing that, you put the Farsa in extra trouble. You have a Black Dragon in the skies. So if that's an Eve, what do you put in light?
来たわ。レッドリン。
Kalea Gatot.
Does it have to be Kalea?
Kalea Hylos Gatot.
In terms of the picks that we've seen, so Kimmy, as expected.
でも、キャリー消えたな。
Wow, Eve gets snubbed.
Yeah. They go for the high loss.
High loss. Interesting that they want to go. All right. So yes, like you mentioned before in Game 3, we were looking for bridges, right? And Kimmy did inevitably get banned in that game as well. So this time round, Yue really has to do a lot of good work here. Because again, you're facing off Farce Cho in the lane itself, which is hard enough. Luckily, this time, Light can't get punished that hard on the high loss.
So the last pick here, it's going to be going to the EXP lane. What's Cram going to end up with? Usually, we've seen some teams just back up the Uranus and just go, yeah, let's just have a body to hold. But then the Kimmy, the Granger, the Yuzon, because Uranus is one of those guys that really don't care. He's like, okay, I'm just going to be here, sandbag, it's fine.
Just needs a shred, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Works as well. I like this a lot because now Fredrin is going to struggle to fight for these neutrals.
A clear go signal if the Fredrin is standing your way, the Kimmy and the Granger's positioning is compromised. Oh, we're gonna see Patrick Star wreak havoc.
As a Filipino, I'm gonna say it's gonna hurt if SRG wins this and we lose to Patrick. And to see the Malaysians go first to the grand finals, but it is a perfect pick to round it out. Real quick, Gideon, SRG or Aurora?
I think that SRG need to win their lanes. If they win the lanes, they will win the game.
This is a perfect last pick, just to ruin what Aurora set up in 5 picks. I think SRG's got this. Aurora's trembling.
Will it be a caster's bless or a caster's curse? Will it be SRG sending Malaysia to their first M-Series Grand Finals? Or will Aurora force a game number 5? We are getting closer to history with Mirko and Naisu to help tell the story.
I would be trembling as well, going against the Patrick Star in a potentially last match here. Oh my God, it's him! What better way to get to the grand final for the first time for Malaysia with that skin, best skin of the game. Now Mirko, oh my God, Skies, no way. This is dirty!
30, you pick up the glue and you go level 1 invade. Yum's gonna go for it as well. He's gonna bait out the retribution. Demon Cat with the retri already. They don't know it's happening. Grand Theft Orange level 1 Skies gets stunned up by Light. So at least there's a bit of, oh my god.
He's able to get away.
Okay, okay. But now what happens? Where does Demon Kite go? Because he's cooked either way. He just goes lethal. He knows he's cooked. There's no orange buff.
He knows it, so he's going to go ahead and just keep things under control, right? He's just going to go ahead and just admit, all right, I lost my orange buff. I'll let it be. Sakai's, though, great start. You know, going into Demon Kite's jungle, you can expect that. Again, this is kind of what you want to do anyway. You're the YSS. You're moving a little bit faster than the Fredrin, and you're just going to have to deal with it. So Aurora Gaming, with this kind of lineup, as we look at the emblems here, this is something similar to what we've seen in the past, right? This combination with the Fredrin and the Kimmy specifically works really great. The traction pulse, plus the amount of crowd control that this lineup has. Also, mind you, the Yuzhong first pick, the priority here for Edward, could change these early skirmishes that might even break out before the first turtle. As you can see, just how much focus right now is allowing Demon Kite to get his side of the jungle after losing that orange buff.
Yeah, but Skies, this is a 3-buff start. He might be level 5 by the time the turtle spawns here. He hasn't even taken the green camps up top. Yeah, he's taking it slow. Doesn't look like they're in any rush. Domeng, wow, for 1v1 over on Innocent, but this could be the gank up top with a Mountain Shocker as well. Domeng, did he make the wrong call? It's a free kill on Skies. Almost a trade, but Innocent stands tall.
Okay, he stands tall. The fight for the turtle, they're going to go for it anyway.
What?
Whoa! Edward is slain by Stormy. Yes, they'll get the turtle for Aurora Gaming, but you lost 2 in the exchange.
Make it 3 if the purple buff counts as well. Skies with retri, and he gets it despite it being a bit short.
What just happened? I mean, the aggression from Domeng Kite, maybe he just wanted to go for the solo kill, but then, you know, with a flicker down, by the way, he then gets caught in the lane. They make a play up top. I'm surprised at how fast Edward even went down, but that's the damage like this from Stormy.
Uh-oh, the pullback into feathered airstrike range. Edward 0-2-0.
Dude, Stormy is locked in. He got his Farsa. The Prodigy right now on this pick is just making it happen. 2-0 right now early on. You're scaling already in good control of the early game. SRG has everything happening across the map. Think about it. It started in the jungle with Sakai's taking the buff, continuously putting pressure on Demon Kite. You're winning the lane up top. You're winning bottom. Here we go again. Oh, Edward.
Great read on the Fierce Dive, but again, it's going to be the all-in onto him. 0-3 is it, Edward? Will fall again. The turret juggle is perfect from Selangor Red Giants, and they've taken the dragon out of the equation.
The Dragon, Agent Zero, Mr. Consistent, throw all the names out there. SRG is handling him. Edison might be next.
Traction pulse, now to purify out. Glorious Pathway coming down as Innocent pops into the Mind Force, but he's going to be stunned up, and now it's going to be the Jade CC for Domeng to at least get a kill back, but look at the turret down below. SRG took it.
They had to get something, man. Aurora Gaming Philippines cannot let this continue to happen on all fronts of the map. And so at least they make a play there. They have to go ahead and kind of slow this down. The Giants literally are already coming into this game, trampling around, taking what they want, and they continue to do so. Edward's going to have to play catch-up.
Whoa.
Oh, man, he's got a bottom.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that shit, Stormy.
All right.
Flickers in. What a risk taker.
He's risk-taking because he's ahead like the way he is, man. Fight for the turtle.
Crab's gonna go in. That's the way the Dragon is zoning him away, and the mount down as well from Patrick, a.k.a. Crab. It's an all-in over on Demon Kite. Big bomb on Yums. Domeng able to get the shot down. Traction pulls. Crab pulled back in, and he's gonna go down to Yue.
Oh, Edward. All right, he pops the Black Dragon for him, but I don't think there's gonna be any follow-through. Just checking things out. They want to go ahead and get this extra gold off this top turret. So with that, that's a great swing back in favor of Aurora Gaming Philippines, but it's not in there entirely just yet. But that will be some crucial gold and pickups that they needed to go into the right hands here.
Gold's back to level on the board. Domeng Kai with the gold crab here. Certainly it will be, whoa, 1,000 gold lead for Domeng Kai in the gold lane.
Dude, he knows that he's going to be a big part of turning this around. Look at that early first item. Chastised Pauldron picked up now for Demon Kite. Starlium Scythe over here for Innocent.
Whoa.
And this, oh no, Yums.
Jikudo on the way to Dragon now. Over on Domeng for the air check up and down. The lethal ignition is taken, and Yums takes him out. 1,000 gold lead was too much. SRG said no.
No, not today. Yums, I gotta say, man, his play-making ability throughout this series have been so good. Edward, okay, he's gonna get away. But look at this, tier 2 turret.
Oh my god.
Nearly gonna be knocked down. Actually will fall here, and Rora will lose more crucial real estate on the map right now. This kind of lineup, too, needs some time to cook, but SRG's not giving them that many opportunities. Oh, glorious pathway just to force Stormy out of here, man. Stormy, like I said, I don't know what he had for breakfast today, but he is locked in throughout the series. And even though he's 2-0, I mean, think about how much damage he's doing. I'm not sure if we're going to get to see the damage meter just yet, but he's definitely at the top. Feathered airstrikes are hurting. There is a Sky Piercer now locked in for Domenkite. Much earlier this time in this game than the last one. So we'll see if he's able to build up the stacks that he needs here.
It really is going to be all on Domeng and Yue. Because Demonkite with the Chastised Powder, you know exactly what's going to happen here. They're all just going to be peeling for the backliners. The thing is, though, SRG can attack from so many different angles, and your front line is going to be brought to SRG's burst or away from the backliners of Rora. Yums in the front, Demonkite with a two-man taunt now onto Cram and Yums, but it's Cram hopping into pass, now goes in for the slam. Over on Demonkite, puts the stacks on him. Remember, he can go for the mount down on him. So that's a big problem. Black Dragon form already used. Turtle gonna be very, very low, but Cram pops in a pass again. A Sky's gonna be zoned away by the Black Dragon form as Yums rotates over. Appraiser's Ram with Retribution secures the Turtle. But it seems SRG don't even want to fight.
That's quite interesting that they didn't want to. I guess they just didn't have the favored position that they wanted. Because they definitely could have started the fight, but they end up giving over that Turtle, essentially allowing Aurora Gaming Philippines to buy a little more time. The purple buff is up. Yums is there providing that information, but you'll actually be able to secure this one. Demonkite getting a little bit more tanky. Now, Glorious Pathway dropped down. They're going to chase down Stormy.
No flicker earlier. The peel coming through, but Stormy's going to be gunned down by Yue. And now it's Cram looking for the play onto Light. Not going to happen. Innocent in the bottom lane.
Okay. Right now, Aurora Gaming Philippines is choosing these little ones across the map, giving Demonkite some confidence to go ahead and start invading this side of the jungle if he can, forcing Sakai's back. It looks like they go for it. Yums in trouble, can't get away, it's too much. Crowd control, and there you go, a kill going to Domenkite.
Big stack. It's just 10, but it's a build right now for Aurora. It's a slow build for them. If they can constantly get these small wins, it will build up. That 10 stacks will help him execute even more, and the gold lead now is back to 1,000 between the gold laners, despite the fact that Innocent was sent down below to soak in as much farm as possible.
Yeah, man. You can see this too. It just, the way that things started for SRG is not the case anymore. Aurora Gaming Philippines really itemized for that. They now got a couple of defensive magic items as well. Aegis over here for Edward. He's dealt with the brunt of the early game struggles, so he's going to be able to survive some of that damage from Stormy, and then also you have the Radiant Armor now for Demonkite too. So, and a Malefic Roar over for Domenkite. So that's why his damage is starting to be felt by those front lines, especially when Yums tries to set things up for Cram, for example. So it's a good adjustment for Aurora Gaming. They still have a lot to offer. Wow, this is what I'm talking about, man. After that Malefic Roar was picked up, even Cram has to be a little careful in how he approaches this.
Yeah, okay, so Cram only has the Cursed Helmet and the Brute Force Breastplate, so now we understand why it's doing so much damage. There's literally only a Brute Force Breastplate with, again, minimal physical defense versus the Malefic Roar of the Granger. Domenkite in this position. Divine Blade picked up, though, for Stormy.
Okay, Lord's up here, half health right now. Cram making his way as well. SRG and full force, traction pulse.
Only onto Cram, slam, pass, and for the airstrike coming down to the UA right there, but he's able to escape. Now as the sun comes in and Domeng is able to get the shot down. Petrifying the Pierce time now. Sky's going to be able to get the peel from Yums. He's able to go for the Traces now as Innocent jumps around with his Amon Force on Light.
Oh, Light's going to be in trouble. He's trying to get away with the rest of the team. They're so low here with Cram leading the charge. Does Yum go forward? No. They trade it out again. As Stormy went down, a Lord secured though by Aurora Gaming Philippines, and another stack to Domenkite.
I've never seen a Dragon go 0-3 and be this useful, bro. Edward is having an amazing performance despite the early deaths. Yes, it looks bad in KD, but over the course of the last 3 team fights, he's been more useful than Cram on the glue, which is surprising.
That is the nature nature of XP laners. Glorious Pathway dropped down. Okay, Demon Kite won't catch him with the energy eruption, but as I was saying, man, the XP laners, that's their job. I feel like they are the ones getting pushed around, beat up a lot in these matches, but still the use of them is really what it comes down to. So even if you have a rough start, you can still be quite useful for a team. This Lord's going to go ahead and charge in up top. A good check with that feathered airstrike. So that turret actually might not go down unless that, okay, that Lord doesn't get that last swing in. So not too much off the Lord, but what it does do essentially is allow Aurora Gaming this window. They might even just go for a tier 1 turret as they do. They know they don't want to take these fights just yet. It's more so about opening the map, getting that real estate to move around the map.
3 turrets left and right. Aurora Gaming Philippines really punishing Selangor Red Giants for, I would say, hesitating a couple of times during the turtle fights. Again, not wanting to go in, not wanting to take the risk, wanting to build on their lead further instead. And it has only given Aurora more time to scale up. With a Granger and a Kimmy, that's a problem. And again, SRG, even if Cram goes for the mount down now, they don't actually have enough damage to burst through the Frederick.
This is why the power spikes are always so important. Oh, whoa.
Guys, what? Walks up alone and he gets caught for it. Everything used. Fury Side Petrify a taunt as well. What was... Did he just get the wrong info? Why was Skies there?
I don't know if he just didn't have the info. Yeah, he went in, getting caught blind here. He's going to lose this purple buff.
Oh my god. Still able to get out with his Amon Force, but that's a big ultimate breakdown as Cram goes in over on Demon Kite, but there's again not enough damage to take the Frederick down, and Edward is now picking up turrets on the right. Tier 2 falling for free.
Being useful as can be. He also has a Chastise Pauldron now too. So he's got his grounds covered a little bit. Little feathered airstrike drop down. They want this tier 2 turret.
Get cancelled by Light on the feather airstrike in the bottom lane. So 1v1 between the XP laners. But again, in the mid lane, it is a free turret to Aurora. They just keep on getting these freebies.
Mirko, it's surgical is what Aurora Gaming Philippines is doing. They knew they had to play from behind, especially in the early game. They've made the adjustments up to this point. They put themselves in a very good position to go ahead and take this Lord and start marching it towards a potential Game 5. It's still early. SRG can still turn a fight around. They have everything they need. You can see the positioning here. It's all about that target acquisition. Light's going to go ahead and spot them out, so that's not going to happen for SRG. The fight for the space around the Lord is going to break out here. Half health right now for this Lord.
Stormy is still in the mid lane, though. He's trying to deal with the wave in the bottom lane, but I feel like that wave is going to push back anyways.
What's going to do here?
Right? So yeah, he ends up just having to rotate, but it's going to be late. Gives him the way of the dragon, locking him down. Skies goes in, but Petrify locks him out at 1! Steals the Lord! And he goes on Skies now. He's able to get the rose gold in time, but Edward wants the 1v1 and Skies? Traceless isn't forward. Yu is going to go for the chase and Skies. He's trapped all alone against 3. It'll be Edward who walks up and he gets the kill onto Skies.
Skies goes down, Yooms as well, and Edward secures the Lord. And now Aurora Gaming Philippines, with a massive swing in favor, will head to the base of SRG. They still have a great defense, but can they keep it together?
Let's see, the feather airstrike coming down on UA. He's able to flick around on the Glorious Pathway as Light gets mounted down and brought back into the crystal, but Innocent's holding it.
And they go, Light in trouble, Palm of the Revitalize, they still have to fight. Yooms is back up.
Innocent doing so much damage, Light's gonna be taken down. Cram again now, solo, Dome, looking for the shot, can't find the last one, Yooms. G2 go forward. Selangor Red Giants defend their base, but it costed them 2 big structures.
It was messy and bloody, but still SRG will stay in this game. They lost a lot of the base turrets, holding on to just 1. But Aurora Gaming Philippines just showing, you know, if they want to go for a fight, they're able to go ahead and take it. If they want to find the round, the objectives now, they can take that as well. More physical defense here for Demon Kite. He's been nearly unkillable. Yeah, he lost some of his jungle in the early game, but there's been no answer to deal with Demon Kite. Edward as well, he's got defensive items enough now to just kind of throw himself forward, and that is all allowing Domin Kite the space. Oh, there's the energy eruption.
Oh no, Cram's gonna be left all alone. He pops in a pass, and flickers out. That means it's 2 battle spells. Nice, Sue.
Yeah.
Down.
2 battle spells out of the equation right now. Now they still have plenty of time before that.
裏でソロラン、裏で地獄の監獄生活してたわ。
definitely going to pick off. You can see the difference here between the lanes. A Holy Crystal now online and available for UA. So he is going to hurt even more. But look at the difference in the gold lane. Innocent has definitely struggled on this Harith pick in being able to be utilized with the fights. Mostly dropping down the Zaman Force in these fights, trying to turn the tide, but it just seems like a big portion of the damage has been pretty much handled with defensive items. Yums providing that vision on light. Just going to check things out. They want to go ahead and take this purple buff.
And the control is gone for Selangor Red Giants. It's Aurora Gaming Philippines who are occupying the map. The map's blue. The 16-minute mark of game number 4. From the start, it really looked like, okay, it was going to be Selangor Red Giants' game for sure, right? A level 1 orange buff take. Oh! Whether airstrike onto Domeng. Now Sky's gonna go for the chase as well. An instant flicker from Domeng. He saw the invisible Cho and he reacted. Now that's an even bigger spell to lose out before a Lord fight. Your main man.
Oh man, that's actually big to not have that flicker available. And you can't just wait a minute and a half for it to be back up. So now Domeng Kai, they're going to be pressured into this fight. And Sakai is going to go here. Light is also on this part of the map. Stormy going to get caught here. He's going to, is Light going to actually go for the Sun?
He's going to go for the Sun. Where does Stormy go? He's able to flicker up again. That's what they were looking for. They were only just trying to look for the flicker. It was just a, it was a feint. It was a threat right there.
They're like, Domeng Kai doesn't have his. Now Stormy doesn't have his flicker.
Yes, sir.
It's fine.
Now it's level.
All right, now the Lord still up. Half health. Demon Kite holding it up alongside Krem. What are they going to do here? Stormy as well. Jordan the fight. Sakai's still off on the wings in the mid lane. They're going to have to force something here.
Black Dragon form as well. Demon Kai still holding on to the Lord. This looks really, really good. And again, the zoning coming in from Edward as he jumps in with the Pension Pie as well. It's an all-in over the skies as Krem's able to survive, and it goes in for the meltdown.
Edward gets kicked, but he goes to the back line.
Edward will fall. That's Yums on the G Kundo, and the Feather Air's trying to follow it through Yums. Able to flick around. Light pops in to revitalize. And Aurora got what they sought out for. They got the Lord.
As I said, both XP laters are the punching bags for the teams here, as is. They both go down. They're both traded out, but Aurora Gaming Philippines gets the advantage. Lord making its way down that mid lane as Yums takes the flying cloud, and now SRG on the defense. Can they clear this out once more?
Man, that traction pulse force Innocent to go for the Zaman force, and now it's going to be big again. Innocent going to be caught in the taunt, has to purify out of it. The mobilization used as well. Yums in the back line, able to go for the amount of shocker landing on Light. Yums cancel out by the taunt of Demon Kai, and a big bomb with the Appraiser's Wrath to shut him down.
A great attempt from Yums to make something happen, but it still does allow SRG into the game, and they haven't lost the last base turret just yet. Can they clear this out still? Aurora Gaming Philippines might still look to punch it in.
Pace is down to half HP. Skies' Rose Gold Meteor gets procced by Domeng Kai on the Granger. And now that he has Flicker, I don't think Selangor Red Giants can get to him, dude.
Ooh, Domeng Kai has all the space in the world to work with too, man. I gotta say, Aurora Gaming Philippines has done a great job at providing that space and protecting and peeling for Domeng Kai. This is now and has been a game of resources, right? The battle spells, the ultimates on both sides, but SRG is still showing that even at this point, almost 20 minutes into this game 4, that there's still potential for them to turn around these team fights. It's more so not having all those battle spells down or those ultimates used too early on. This purple buff is going to be taken over. Sakai knows that he's not going to see this for a while, so it's more so of just what can they get? What can they get around the map? How can they continue to build up? Nearly item locked over on both sides. Still working on some of those last items, but man, you gotta respect what SRG's lineup is still capable of doing here.
Immortality for Yum. So he wants to go for more of those plays, but this time he's just like, even if I don't get it, I want to bait more resources. I want to make Aurora Gaming Philippines think a bit more. And again, for Aurora Gaming Philippines right now, the advantage that they got, the turret up top, it's so unfortunate that the Lord has spawned the top twice now. So, again, they can't really utilize the far lane. Selangor Red Giants can still clear it out. It's just Stormy needs to be decisive, brother. Last time, he went bottom lane, even though it was going to push back to Aurora Gaming Philippines, and that's why Aurora punished instantly.
I mean, look at this. Like, almost expect Aurora to potentially try to catch Stormnear, if it just means another flicker being used. Because obviously with this Lord being evolved, it's going to take a little bit longer for this stance to kind of break out here. But Aurora is going to get in position, and SRG will go ahead and clear out that bottom wave. They got to manage these waves and get ready to fight. A Divine Glaive picked up for Cram here. Nearly half health on the Lord. Once again, very similar positioning.
8-3-4 stacks.
8-3-4 stacks for Dominkai right now.
Yeah, those bullets are not going to run out, man.
Whoa. Oh my god, he gets away the dragon! Straight into the mountain chugger, Skies! What a timing by Skies! Dominkai is gone and the fight still breaks out. Stormy falls too!
Is still able to survive right now. Yue goes
いやでも君が捕まらん。
Yums will fall to Demonkai! And they're still going. Cram separated from the team on the run, and Aurora's gonna hunt him down.
Prime, can he run? He takes a turret shot. Yue is getting him down, and it will be a painful death. And he falls in the end. Sky's in the mid lane trying to save this game. He clears out the wave. What do Aurora do?
めっちゃいい守備したけどね。
To walk in, and Sakai's is left alone for a little bit
君が全返しでした。
Mountain Shocker coming down, Light unable to get the stun. Yue in the mid lane, already clearing it out, but there's a big wave up top that's going to be used. No glorious pathway. Skies able to trace this away. Pops in Mountain Shocker. Now again, it's going to be Sky. Chase CC down. He buys the immortality, but the base is wide open. And Aurora Gaming Philippines will take us to a game 5.
We wouldn't have it any other way for a spot in the grand finals of the M7 World Championship.
Arsa がダメージ出せなかった。
私は絶望より現れ、希望に向かう者。
ブルーサイドで勝ち合ってる感じ？
一緒に遊ぼうよ。
The enemy is picking.
どうやろう。あんま見てないな。あ、でも確かにお互い勝って負けて勝って負けてだから、かもね。
雲は形を変え続けるけど、僕の思いは永遠に変わらないよ。
この尻尾が戦いたくてうずうずしてるわ。
このウラノスが覚醒した。
沈みゆく夕日の中で希望の羽が羽ばたく。
ひざまずけ。我は貪欲の王なるぞ。
スカイフォースオニッククラン配置完了。
危機を前にやっと俺を思い出したのか。
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
Smash them. All troops deployed.
この天空の城とこの体、誰にも破壊できはしない。痛くも痒くもない攻撃ばかりだな。侵入者は一人残らず駆除してやる。
配信者対決熱い。
今すぐ出てけ、侵入者め。侵入者め。この体、誰にも破壊できはしない。
We're behind in gold.
今すぐ出てけ、侵入者め。
Enemy battle spell on CD.
Enemy has slain the turret under attack.
雷電と空気は我が糧となる。お前はマスターによく似ている。侵入者は取り除く。痛くも痒くもない攻撃ばかりだな。雷電と空気は我が糧となる。 くも痒くもない攻撃ばかりだな。ガールフレンドを作ってくれるとマスターが言っていた。
The enemy has slain Lord. Your team destroyed a turret. Our turret has been destroyed.
Mm. まだか。
暑くなったら僕のところにおいでよ。ちょっとだけ日陰貸してあげる。
I want to jump in on that. That's not fair. That's not fair. Let me help you glaze the Aurora right now. But again, thank you, Eterna, Hans, and Mars for that. But now, got to get down to the nitty-gritty details of this game number 5. It's game number 4. Again, we were going into the game thinking the glue, perfect pick. Early game, perfect. Wait, what's this over-aggression? But then that's the interesting thing here because it's that little decision, that little close detail that could have made or break that game. Turns out, we're going to have to delay just a little bit the deep discussion for this series because we're going to have to thank some friends. And by reminding you that if you want that, well, in-game as a skin, but if you do want that, make sure you play your pass. The Thunder Ascendant skin. Ooh. Actually, that's not the Thunder Ascendant. This is the Prime version.
Yeah.
This is the level 75.
Yeah. The easier to get one, literally upon buying the pass, is the just as cool, but it's not this one. It's just similar though. All right, just by getting Thunder, just by getting the pass, you get Thunder Ascendant immediately, all right?
It's like saying, yeah, we love him, but he's not our youngest son.
But we love him.
But we love him. But
which one of your kids would you save in a dire situation? Ideally, all of them, but I think that at least this time around, the figurines, I was a big fan of the Yuzong one. I was also a big fan of the Roger one. This one kind of smokes them. Really, really well detailed. Look at all the intricacies of it.
Oh, yeah, I thought the Yuzong and the Cloud one were sick, but this is really special.
This is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
This is Ascended.
Just to say that we were supposed to talk about the Thunder Ascendant skin, but we just ended up glazing the...
Cosmic Finality figure.
Yeah. Who has their pass to level 150 already?
Make some noise.
Okay, no one yet.
No one in the...
Thank God. Now I don't feel this bad.
No, but Trex does, right? He flexed on us earlier and said that he already got his pass to 150.
Yeah, but he's a capitalist, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you can't just buy everything. It's not gonna just come to you that easily, especially when it comes down to competition. Well, maybe you could buy some friends to join the MRO, the MLBB Rising Open Season 5, because it's already back, still open to everyone and flexible to join now with major updates. Earn hero power from victories based on your weekly champion rank and team up with friends to form a 5-player team to complete rewards and stack win or lose. Earn MRO coins to redeem permanent skins, exclusive avatar borders, and more. Climb the weekly championship to qualify for the championship. Win bigger prizes and keep the M7 passion alive.
Yeah, buy your friends. I mean, tell your friends. Gather them together and complete the MLBB Rising Open.
Hey, if you're good at ML, I'm sure you have a lot of friends. A lot of people want to be your friend.
For sure. Hi, friends. Hopefully you're still cool.
I play a mean Yuzong. Anybody?
And a really good Leomord as well.
Oh, I was Edward. I was pretending to be Edward.
Ah, okay. Oh, wait, no, where's our Edward mask? They took it away from us. They should give us a player masks back, because now we're going to be heading into game number 5. Side will determine flow. First 2 games, SRG. Previous 2 games, it was Aurora. So, who goes where? If you had the choice, if you're Aurora, would you want to still go blue, or would you want to switch it up?
I think it's SRG who chooses, though.
Yeah.
So, should we ask that question?
Okay, let's ask that question.
Ready? If we're SRG, what side? 3, 2, 1, blue.
Easily. Because again, a lot of it feels like red side is a lot more telegraphed if you are in SRG's position, right? You're expecting them to ban out the
これマジであるぞ、オーロラ。
which allows you to kind of open up the options even more. And if by chance they do happen to get the Jushin, they're more than happy to first pick it.
Not to mention, blue, you're able to set the pace for yourself. You're able to dictate what you're allowed to trade for, and even if you are losing that red side second phase flex versatility and openness,
おい、もう今日23日やぞ。
by going blue 4-5 and sitting on it. I think that's what SRG needs because of what happened in game 4 where they were so loosey-goosey open about it.
明日24か。早えな。
Flying Cloud again. It was a difficult time in the dangerous grass for Aurora, and SRG will go blue. They banned the box. The 2 wins of Aurora in this game have been through a utility jungler.
SRG タンクジャングル封印させた。
Gideon, I'm getting mad deja vu. It was in this very same arena about 3 years ago where it's these same heroes that were wreaking havoc in the jungle.
Frustrating as it is, it's very true as well. And coming into this, I do want to see what the adjustments is going to look like, right? Because now, looks like Aurora has to make the decision on either banning the CC or getting rid of the Jushin. Inside of SRG, what else is actually worth banning at this point?
Let me just say, before it happens, the only other legit threat as a
めちゃ面
utility
白い。
is
どっ
Redmar's
ちが負
favorite
けても
hero.
どうせローアーで上がってこれるからゆったり見れる。
I thought we were gonna.
ヒールリーチ。アルファエゴ。います。
But it's been like here and there, as a roamer, as an excavator. But in the jungle, the Akai is a legit threat. That's one of the few other options that Rora has left if they want to play in the realm of utility junglers. That or the Barats.
If you want to really run it back, but I don't think we're going to get to that point. Juicy gets taken out. Will it either be the Eve or Kalei as a priority for SRG?
It's kind of tough to say here, right? Because if they do lean Yums back into the Kalea, the Eve... And they dealt the Eve many times before in the previous game. They know they just need to get
わからんぞ。
They're gonna force out a bunch of purifies as well.
What if they go use all this time? Oh, they don't. Oh, I actually didn't want to pose this possibility. Because if they go Claude here,
Freya's open.
Freya's open. Aurora are willing to give that Claude up, meaning that they are probably going to go for something like the Leomord style aggressive lineups.
Or they go Freya, Yi, and Shin.
Oh, so that it isn't a little bit too Gila with the aggressiveness and they balance it out. You still need a little bit of farm.
This could be potentially scary, right? The Freya would be interesting to see. They go for
祝福の灯火ってこれ何これ
double down on that mid lane, completely omitting the matchup and saying, you know what, we can wait, let's pose a different problem.
There's no need to rush it. We know that the Claude is here. How Gila would SRG be to lock down both just to fix that matchup? There's no way they're going Claude Freya, so they're open to play whatever they want, and this is... What does this say for Aurora? Are they going for speed? Are they going for the throat here?
I think they want to minimize Yume's impact because they're dealing with Yume's playmaking capabilities. Now it's about how much impact he has in the game. With the Hilda, it's high impact. But now, when you have access to the Khalid, even if you give the Yve on over, hey, you hit me a couple of times, that's fine. I'll heal back up. I'll still clear waves faster than you, and I will always be a threat.
They pick up the Zetian without
何を言ってるんだあれどエサスじゃないでしょ
bands here, taking out the best heroes you can pair with the Zetian. As I mentioned, the Cho, as it helps clear out the minion waves much quicker. You know, those heroes that want to pack a concussive blast so that they can get that fast clear. Will they pick up the gold laner here so that they don't have to worry about it too much? And they will. They want a dominant guy on the Harris. And for a good amount of 2025 was the most feared pick in the hands of Aurora Gaming Companies.
やっと
Does mean that Aurora needs to start thinking about the second half of the draft now.
やっと最後の試合になっためっちゃ長かったな今日
Strong performance we saw the last time. The Zitian is going to be a little bit harder to deal with overall, especially when her passive is up.
Yeah, if anything, it's SRG who has room to play.
見てる側も相当しんどいってことはやってる側もっときついだろう
The formations with the Fury the Phoenix.
イノセントのクラウドですね
Dragon flying around. I think Aurora should consider taking out EXP lane options. There's the one. There's the Esmeralda.
Yeah. Not only EXP, but Flex as well. SRG still has some room of flexibility for their Roam and EXP combined. So...
I don't know if they're worried about damaged EXP laners, right? Because when I'm looking at the lineup, they're like, yes, there are people who are susceptible, but they also fall to the same tragedy of Atlas at the end of the day. And that's something that we've seen SRG whip out multiple times.
And I'm worried because Aurora may have gotten overloaded. A lot of Cram's favorites are still available. The Uranus, the Phoveus,
Yuzong, Alice,
Arlott.
Arlotts usually are one of the responses.
They can't ban all of those.
Yeah, exactly. So it's damage control for Aurora. Well, for Salong or Red Giants, they will be very happy that they have a wide pool of EXP laners that they can go for. Especially if Aurora decide to show their EXP laner already on blue 4 in the hopes of trying to minimize what Cram can pick, they might just end up with a better matchup.
If I'm reading the draft correctly, Red 4 is going to be for Demon Kite. And then they'll try to win that EXP lane matchup via Red 5. Because again,
ついにハンター取ったか
I think it's safe to say, Gideon, you can back me up. SRG just do not take off.
No, not with the ban on the Alice here. I think they're going to go Uranus instead and then hold up for Fanny to maybe potentially attack Stormy in the mid lane pre-level 4.
There you go. They can't ban everything, but they can narrow it down.
I wouldn't be so confident with picking up the Fanny if we are going to let Yumes get the Cho again, get Cho Zetian together. That's very fast wave clear to set up for Sakai's.
いやそれは奥の手のあいつでしょうもうランスバンされすらせないランスいいっすね
Lapu, but they won't really have a lot of the damage to annoy that Uranus as much. But hell, it's Edward. He might just end up saying, "Coach, give me something explosive. Give me something that can set up."
これマティス
If we do see the Uranus here, I think it's going to be Kalia, Lapu, or Kalia.
これマティス来るでしょもしくはアルファ
Oh, they take Lapu. What?
I think it is what I said.
なんかファイタージャングル来そうな気するな
There's room for the Yisun Shin still. So I think they're both protecting the Yisun Shin and just picking up good peel. And again, taking it away as well from Cram.
It It just means
小
that
村
Aurora's
の
going to be
得意
playing
なア
towards
ル
the
ファ
gold
ね。
side of their map, right? Because they don't know what the Lapu Lapu is going to deal with. He's kind of going in blind into this draft, so whether he quote-unquote wins the matchup or not isn't really up to
アサ
him.
シン取れ
And
ま
I
しょ
think
う、確
SRG
か
can also
に。
just pick up the arena so that they can kind of stop this imminent Yusin threat.
But what if it is going to be utility for Aurora, though? I mean, they are going to be lacking the vision, and the Mountain Shocker would be great against a Zetian.
それか
Yes, I will say it now.
ワンチャンファニー。
Likely pick. But what if it is utility? What if they are looking at Lapu Lapu and Galbi thinking we have enough physical, let's set up for our magic damage dealers, and let's pick up utility in the jungle.
SRG here, lock in the CC for Cram and the Gatot for Yums. What?
バラッツは無理だろう。
And the Kai.
バルモンド
まだ隠してるタンクジグがあれば。
バルモンド来るか。
Oh boy.
いたわ。
I mean, yeah, again, YSS is most likely, but just give me my panda.
X プ
Because
CC 久
I'm
々に
also
見た。
50-50 on this. I'm here for the return.
いた。パンダいたわ。
Oh, we're pretty good at this. We could be
本
analysts.
当忘れてた。
Oh my goodness, yeah. Again, really good call here. If they went for the Yushishin, it would just be too much economy to invest. But what a composition. And I think even from the side of SRG, they were alluding to it
あ、
with the
オーロラっ
CC.
ぽい
Deep for this.
ピックやな。
I will say this now, though. This is so close, and I'm glad that the stats show it. Early to mid-game potential leaning towards Aurora. Late-game potential, a little bit more SRG recovers there. The stats are leaning towards Aurora. But this is definitely one of those lineups where you cannot mess up. Perfect MLBB is what's needed. Who are we feeling for these drafts? Real quick, Gideon.
I'm going to say SRG on this one.
I didn't call the Akai for nothing. Let's go, Aurora!
I'm guessing Aurora here. This will be legendary. This will determine who makes it to the grand finals first. Mirko and Naisu set the stage for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last game of the evening. We've had a hell of a series, and now it's come down to a game of 5 to get to the grand final. Will it be the first ever for the Malaysians to make it an MC
バルモンド温存したね。
or will it be Aurora to make it their way to be the first Filipino team in M7 to get to the grand final spot? Here we are, it's me, Naisu, and Mirko to bring you this game 5.
And either way, Naisu, what a story. The first Malaysian team to make it to a world championship, or Aurora Gaming Philippines, a team coming into this tournament with a narrative of the chokers, the ones who always fail when it matters most, the one that finally gets to shine the brightest in the world stage.
Be massive either way, man.
触心さ、やっぱちょっと強いよな。なんかダメ交換。
You know, to even go through this draft and bring an Akai, for example, a utility hero that doesn't get picked up.
俺なんて言ったら俺なんかずっと触心とかずっと間違えてる。側転。
And you always have to remember, like, this hero alone could either work for your team or against it.
Okay. I thought it was going to be a big miscalculation there, not hitting level 4, getting the XP crab anyways, so
で今回は
it's all good.
地域世界図はミッドに合流せずに EXP 待機か。で、ローラー側はミッドケア。あ、あ、割とレオモルトのウルトをすぐ吐くな。君、ファイターエンベルも勝ち。あ、いやー、側転強い。
君、本当にファイターエンブレムじゃん。
マジで。バケモンやろ。
Nothing too fancy with this kind of lineup. That's not what you're going to see here. Now for SRG, they might be the ones to be a little more aggressive because of the fact that they brought the Leo Mord in play. Plus they have the Zetian that they can rely on. And again, Innocent going on this hero that he's played
中立は何もなってませんと。
really well on this quad. The same can be said for Domenkite. There was a thing, you know, back in the MPL Philippines. He was the best Harith.
パンダが中立を抜いている間、自陣のジャングル。今ハイライトもね、視界だけでも取るというカレード。で、その他ミッドは、まあ、耐え。 カレードが敵に入らせないようにしつつ、パンダが抽出を全部抜く。いいですね。
This is a little bit different too because we've seen so much of Cho, for example, where you're playing around that level 4. The Kaleas.
でも上でやることないので、カレードは下に乗る。やばい。
waiting around the BMI and he actually gets the resets too. So I'm not even sure if Innocent actually got the gold crab, but he lost that on Purify and now he's low.
He's low right here. He's gonna have to.
タフ部で若干数を対策しようとすると2カメにヒート間に合わないからかな。
そんなんあるんだ。何？逆貫通って。
SRG might be looking for a play elsewhere. They still have 30 seconds for that turtle to be up. Demon Kite again, tanky enough. One of the players that still really likes to lean towards utility junglers if they can. I mean, we saw a really good kind of back and forth between the utility compositions, but teams were still pretty much, I would say, like almost 80% of the time, maybe 90% of the time, pick up a
だから、それはじゃあ何っていう。
So buff secured, Turtles have the second one of the game. Aurora Gaming Philippines already in position. Light has the angle here if he wants to go for it. Traction pulse.
Yeah, lands on Stormy, a bit more pro coming down as the Bravest Fighter gets used up by Edward. Now with the stun on 2. Fear the Phoenix as well. Sky's looking for the opening now, but Himcat goes in. He goes for the heavy spin. Now Sky's gonna be pinned down over to Turtle.
Oh, Sakai's pinned down. Can't get away. First blood to Demon Kite and the second Turtle.
開始4分にして初めてキルが生まれました。
貫通しないかも。うわお固定貫通が超えるやつ。
MR って何？
This is the systematic Aurora Gaming Philippines in a game 5, bro. They went back to their comfort.
This is back to the roots, right? Oh no, Yums, is he gonna get zoned in here?
He escaped. I don't think Aurora
そうなんか専門用語的なやつ俺もわかんないからね。
マジックレジスと魔法棒予力。オーロラのモバレが美しすぎるよ。
なんかあるんやそういうのが。マスターランキング。要するに逆貫通っていうのはまあいいや。
Great response, but a better trade for Aurora Gaming Philippines.
すみません、夜用語で。
ああ、なんかあるんやね。これやばいんじゃない？ SRG。これさすがにドメンサイトのハリスやばかったからな。イノセントといえど育ったハリスに勝てなさそう。うわぁ。
Demon Kite's done it again, and now they're going to be going for Yums.
Cram in the midst of it all, pops in a curtain call, now going for the chase, but it's going to be the Kite away. Now it's Edward! Oh, Stormy, forcing the flicker out as Doming goes up top. There's an Asaman force, Light goes in over the Cram, but it gets away in time with the sprint. Meanwhile, Edward in mid again, holding Innocent and Yums down.
Ooh, it looks like SRG is just trying to catch their breath.
ドメンタイトさ、なんかハンターうまくね？ちょっとドメンタイトあんまり意識して見てなかったけど、めっちゃ火力出してるよな、ちゃんと。
Sky still able to escape with the help of Yums. Soon the Kite goes in with the headbutts. Oh, Sakai's is gone. This is all on the side of the jungle of SRG. They'll capitalize another kill and the buff. Aurora Gaming Philippines is not letting up at all. They've got control of this game.
And with every fight they take, they push the lead a bit more towards them. It started off as a 1K gold lead. I swore in the early game, it looked like, all right, SRG are gonna scale, they're gonna try to play it slow, but then they go for these fights, and you're like, okay, it looks even. Some of these
SRG が
Light comes in with a big raging sandstorm. Edward gets a big
なさすべなく
with the slashes.
These are some of the most comfort picks that Aurora Gaming Philippines has
やられており
played
ます。
in the last professional season of the MPL Philippines, and they're showcasing it here today in Game 5. And even for SRG, you could say these are comfort picks too, to an extent. But right now, they're just getting outmaneuvered around the map. And that's the power always of when you think you have this utility jungler, you can move the way you want to move around the map, you can find that lockdown that you're looking for, and it just layers so well. So for SRG, if they want to approach this in the best way possible, it's all on that scaling for Innocent. He's got to be able to get there. He still has plenty of time. He is behind though, right? You're at the 9-minute mark. Again, that Trinity for the Claude usually before the 10-minute mark. He does pick up a golden staff, so he's down one item on this. That's very difficult. Here's the Lord fight though. Are they going to take it?
Light was able to bait out the passive of Stormy already. Look at how fast they're blitzing the Lord. Traction pulse over Innocent, able to bring him back, and that's Demon Kite securing Lord 1 Aurora. Pulling no stops.
Man, I don't know how you stop this Panda, man. Demon Kite on the Sakai. It's one of the better heroes. I know it's slept on in the draft, but it's still one of the better heroes to go ahead, secure objectives. If anybody gets close, usually heavy spin them away to get that retribution off. They're going to take this tier 2 tower up top as Demon Kite just stares down SRG, threatening them to force a fight.
待って、これなんか、この完成度、オロラ、マジで優勝あるな、M7。
Wanted to bait a few resources, right? Innocent just backs away with a BMI. But again, this lead is getting to a point where it's a big
勝った試合、全部タンクジャングル。負けた試合は、なんかやってたよな、ファニーとレオモルドやっけ。
I don't think he can pull off an Edward on Yuzong type of 0-3-0, man.
This is going to be way more difficult to make it worth for Cram and the rest of the team of SRG. You know, you waited 10.5 minutes. You got to start to make something happen here because you're in this last game, this game 5, with that potential chance to get to the grand final on the line here for both of these teams. But look at the difference in itemization across the board. It's tough, man. Youm's probably the closest here amongst it all. Yeah, he's only 600 gold difference. But I'll tell you what, the impact of light laying down this lead.
これマジでさ、タンクジャングル全番しないと勝てないレベルじゃない？グレーリンキングパンダ。これもうバンせんと。
So, if that Trinity is online, it's going to be a hell of a time to get into the fight, man, because of the fact that you have Nakai to worry about. You have also Light there peeling for the team, or starting things up in Edward as well. So now this purple buff for the taking.
そう。全部聞いたらバルモンド出てくる。
追い込んだらバルモンド出てきますよ。
Stick is 3 into the bottom lane. They're being starved by Aurora Gaming Philippines right now. There's no way for them to actually just brute force walk into their own jungle alone. And Light's been able to take these poke like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Stormy, this is a 100% win rate Zetian, right? Is it still a 100% win rate? I believe so. So, oh my, Innocent?
イノセント。イノセント。イノセント。危な。完全に立ち位置甘えてたの。ニスキ後ろに置いてるかと思ったら全然置いてないし。で、これ、オーロラ側は、トップレーンは、プッシュレになってるからそのままで一気にロード。これロード取り切りか。
イノセントがお金持ててないのが希望薄いよ。
オーロラってなんかどっかのチームに負けてたよね。どうだっけ？ TS だっけ？なんか スイスステージの時。
Again, I feel like also against Izuki losing out individually in gold, and it's usually because he's on a utility pick. Now he's on a Kai, and he's 2,000
だからなんか、
gold ahead of Sky.
優勝候補じゃないなって思ってたのに。
初戦負けた気がする。
Maybe Demon Kai and I don't know, Carl T.
Can't think of anyone else who's still in MLBB.
Right? It's
あれ大悟だっけ？
There's Renmar. I can hear him in my ear, man. Renmar will probably play it too. He is him.
あれ大悟昨日でしょ。
There's the Lord pushing into this bottom turret. They want to go ahead and potentially force this.
Innocent already with the BMI. That's going to be the Lord taking down the base turret in the bottom lane. This is quite big, but it's not the worst for Selangor Red Giants. Just because again, Lord's going to be spawning in the bottom lane, so they'll be able to handle it.
ロードは消えて、サードは1本だけか？
This angle, no, they cleared out the minions. Lord is cleared as well. They lost one base turret. And so this, more than anything, is Aurora Gaming Philippines knowing that they're up 10,000 gold, but sticking to mastering the basics here, man. I hate to say it, right? But they are doing exactly that. They're sticking with the basics. They're sticking to the fundamentals. And every team will go ahead and say how important that is. Even when you have this kind of lead, you can't lose that focus. And Steed.
Steven Kite in with a headbutt. That's gonna be like on the back spot, taunted down as well by Yums. Here the Phoenix locking him down to AOG as well onto Edward. CC immune with the Brave Spider.
Yums does not want to. Okay, he doesn't have AOG. This is interesting though. SRG just kind of keeping Aurora Gaming in check, but here's the re-engage. Zaman force drop down.
行き先の
And
時
it's
に
just
負
the
けた。
answer, the response from Aurora Gaming.
あれ大悟だっけ？
How is it still so tense with a 10,000 gold lead, dude?
The crazy thing is 1 to 5 in terms of kills, right? But there's this tension in this game 5 between these two teams. Because is that what's stake here, Miracle? It's that grand final spot. It's a huge story for both teams to get there, and SRG is they understand that we got to go ahead and just buckle in.
プレイヤーってワンチャンあるよね。
Innocent is nearly there. He's got to get a little bit
そこが怖い。
obviously. Win in nature, we've also seen winner crowns pop up too. Might be the case in this sense when we get if they can extend it. I don't know, 5+ minutes. They gotta get to the 20-minute mark. I feel like here. Divine Glaive picked up by Stormy though.
トルプじゃなかった。
TLPH か。あ、そうだ。TLPH に負けてたな。1試合目。確かフィリピン同士、インドネシア同士でみたいな。
スワズが1万3000ゴールで負けをまくった試合見たことあるからまだいける。
マジでスキルがジャストで噛み合ったらあるな。側転のウルトとかとちゃん、相手洗礼ないから。
Just saying, you know what? Let's just make this defense count. Let's make this one potentially turn it around. We need a crucial defense to stay in this. As Lord makes its way down the bottom side, conceals can be used.
To pop as well though, Edward goes in with the Brave Spider, now jumps all the way into the back. Popping a blazing when it gets a save. Winner crown already from Edward, and now the base Spirit of the Phoenix.
で、これで、でも、うわ。
And it looks like SRG, even with 11,000 gold deficit, will still be able to defend.
待って、なんかありそう。なんかありそう。
Dives onto Edwin with a current call, but now he's caught in the bad spot. He has to sprint. He's able to get away. Light with the raging sandstorm and the flicker. Now it's Cram turning things around with the help of Yum.
いや、でも入ってきたら、土面会とか。でもそれもいなす。土面の裏入りも警戒してる、ちゃんと。
My heart is beating so hard right now, and it's not the Red Bull. It's not the Red Bull, it's the game.
Oh man, this game has wings. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't even know how SRG has been able to go ahead and have such great base defense. Aurora Gaming, even playing around that Lord, man, they just haven't been able to get much use.
でね、まあ、正味ね、金差はあるけどね、火力陣はもう多分ビルド完成してるから、そこまでもう差はない。次のロード戦で一気に決まる気がする。 あと55秒。
ここまで来るともう関係ないか。
うん。ただロールドも逆側がサードられちゃってるっていうのが。
20分くらい経ちそうなのに全然急もデスもしてないの異端すぎない。
確かに。
18分で6キルの試合。
僕も知ってるモバイルレジェンドこの辺で50キロぐらいバレてるけどね、合計。これ6キルか。すげえな。これね、シュレンのね、この右を見てほしいんだけど、押し切らないんだよね。
プッシュにされたのつ。
ああ、カレードの位置が。でもちゃんと。
もう取れないこれ。
いや、全然取れる。あ、無理だ。うわいや、うわ。なんか冷凍 SRG の方が強そうなんやけどな、見た目。そんなことないんだ。なんかロード押し切れそうなイメージあったけど。
隠したなら今のオールインで終わらせてたのに、聞いたぞ。
なんか SRG あそこで突っ込むよね、確か。負けてる時に。ちょっとさすがに純潔の2だから行かないか。行かないというか行けないか。
いつもなら絶対オールインしてる。
どうなってる？誰も死なない。ワンロードワンタワーや。えぐすぎる。
誰も起きないよ。
They still do it. They don't have any space to work with. No base, no turrets down. But they're still showing that they can defend and fight against Aurora Gaming. That is an evolved lord that was dealt with in the best way possible. We are still at 6 kills.
これを繰り返したら時間の問題やろな。
I mean, 6 kills, no turrets. When was the last time one of them died, dude?
なんかさ、ハリス全然強えな。ダメージめっちゃ高いんだけど。
次のロードはフルビルドとフルビルドだから次で決まる。
ハリス苦痛ない。さあ始まりました。ロード戦です。
ガタタの懲罰ってハリス用なんですか？
懲罰？多分。うわぁ。うわバイバイバイバイ。いやうわうわうわ ちなみにさっきの集団戦もオーロラディスしてない。
オーロラ相性悪いマジで。
一重、スコア一重でこんな熱い試合になるんだ。
Chokers, the failures, the boys who were doubted, the boys
フィリピンの覇者なのハリウがある。
have just made it to the grand finals.
うわ、めっちゃ悔しそう。
To this point, were undefeated at the M7 World Championship. They were the ones to get to match point first, yet Aurora PH stayed consistent. They built, they endured, and now they'll light up the grand final stage.
Again,
お互いも一致高尾。
matches we've seen here.
うん。
And again, it's not over for SRG. They still have an
てか全
opportunity.
然なんか煽り合いなかったな。
Grand finals. They go down to the lower bracket, man.
あった？
And I'll say what, like Aurora Gaming Philippines grinded for this one, and they made it happen.
Nice, that lower bracket is literally, figuratively,
もうマジでなんか
sense of the word is
必死さ伝わってくるね、やっぱこういう、
their
こ
spirit alter
っち
ego.
の方がね。
And now, SRG. Damn, bro. Hey, if you guys have
煽る
just
余裕な
point
かったや
us
つ。
for some reason in the knockout stage, I'll tell you
煽り
what,
なかったよね。なんか
M7 World
これさ、
Championship
ワイプアウトした後とかね、
the best games
煽
we've
り合いな
had
かったと思う。
in a long time, maybe in ever. And this
ここ
is just a showcase of how good the teams have gone over the course of the years. And yes, it's still the Philippines getting to the grand finals first, but I'll tell you what, I
ヤム
don't
ズ
know who's going to end up there in the second spot.
Last time we were in Jakarta, it was a Philippines grand finals. Will it be the same? Liquid are still down there. They are still hungry to complete the golden road.
We'll find out. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Nice Mirko, that has brought you this series. We're going to throw it on stage to hear for our winner's interview.
ナイスゲームすぎてもうそんなのないスポーツしてるじゃん。
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first M7 World Championship Grand Finalist, Filipinas! Give it up for Aurora Gaming Philippines!
煽りがないなんて俺が知ってるモバレじゃない。
Demon Kite, after last year's early exit,
おもれ
you
ー。
guys have
決勝でまた会おう。
turned the
別ゲー
tables
か？
around to redeem
まあいいや。
yourself and
じゃあ
この別ゲーは
またお会いしましょう。